Show me what you got. Back that up, 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 ba Back
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. It is day number 5, the grand final coming in of the VALORANT Oceanic Tour regional finals of stage number 2. I'm Conky, alongside me is Komodo, Konkmodo, as we love to see it, guys. Welcome back. Dion, how you doing, my friend?
I am absolutely ready for this one, Mitch. We've had a stellar week so far, of course, and it's all coming down into the grand final where, I mean, I guess we're where we're expected, but along the way, the journey, that's not what we expected.
Absolutely. There's been plenty of back and forth, but we'll get into that shortly. If you guys are just joining us, obviously running it back over the VALORANT main channel, let's have a little bit of an understanding of this tournament and how it does go forward for us all.
Welcome to the VALORANT Oceania Tour, a year-long tournament where the best players from Oceania battle it out for cash prizes, a place in the North American VALORANT Champions Tour, and a shot at the global title. Players can compete in up to 3 stages consisting of open and closed qualifiers and regional finals, each with their own AUD $10,000 prize pool. By placing high enough, they'll accumulate enough championship points to be one of the top 8 teams fighting for a shot at the OCE Championship, where the prize pool doubles. These 2 top teams go on to the North American Last Chance Qualifier, with the winning team invited to the VALORANT Champions, where the world's greatest compete to be named 2021's Global Champions, winning an as yet undisclosed prize pool and true gaming glory. For more information, head to LetsPlay.Live/VOT.
How good is that? You know, understanding that obviously it's not just playing for the cash, Dion, it's actually playing for that glory, looking to go overseas. We've already seen one team do it in Sonics, going over to North America, putting in some good hours. And also, you know, we're going to be seeing 2 more later down the year, that NA Last Chance Qualifier. And again, the cash, some of that cash, which we will actually be delivering out today. So let's run in and find out actually what that will be. 4K to first. And obviously, we've actually already paid out for 2 and 1,000 as well, Dion.
Yep, essentially so. Of course, each of these different stages, combination of 10 grand coming over to these teams each, and then we get to that regional final where 20 grand will put up to it. If you add up the 3 stages in that final, that's about 50 grand or something like that, which is absolutely phenomenal to come on through. But of course, this isn't the only little money that we are seeing on this front, Mitch. The teams get the money, but there's also the Vodafone MVP award, $250 extra to who is deemed the MVP of this 5-day stint.
Absolutely. So we'll be crowning that one today as well. You know, it's a team game. There are obviously those incredible individual highlights as well that we have been seeing. There's been a fair few this competition so far. I think I went back to my Call of Duty days casting quad headshot feed from Ninham the other day. You know, just incredible stuff that we've been seeing. But look, you know, it's been a wild competition. You know, a few sort of unexpected results that we have been seeing across the course of the couple of days. And, you know, let's recap. You know, the first couple of days that I brought on, obviously with Pilski, Dion, you know, Order Nebula, straight out of the Zoo Mind Freak. You know, those were sort of the ones we we kind of expected to go a certain way, but then the next day, are you kidding me? Order Mind Freak and Bliss Wildcard, 2-0s either side.
Yeah, 2-0s in that one, and very interesting games, of course, with the highlight plays to come on through, bringing it over into my little neck of the woods as well with Pilsky, of course, bringing it down into that lower area. Nebula, Bliss, Mind Freak, McBTS. If you want to put that on like the writings and in the script, you just have to burn it and rip that up straight away. It went the way that we did not expect that by any means. Nebula getting the 2-0 and McBTS getting the 2-0. If they were to find upset victories, I would have thought in the 2-1 area, but no, they were clean, they were concise. McBTS then running it over Nebula, getting it in forward as well. Wildcard knocking down Order to the lower bracket where, you know, they might have felt a little bit of sweat coming into that. It was 13-10 in both of the maps. Order just narrowly claiming victory. I gotta say, man, if we saw Order not in this grand final, it would have been really weird.
Absolutely. You know, you can't even predict this in any sort of way, shape, or form. I think I was at a family gathering or something like that. You gave me a text, mate, check the scores. And then to find out Wildcard actually putting up numbers like that, we knew it was possible. But the way Order has been developing, you know, they're such a fantastic team. And as the other teams get better and sort of catch up, Order kind of extends out further. So having Wildcard actually bring that to us together and now sort of putting themselves in that map veto advantage today, it's incredible to see.
Yep, a map veto advantage in a best of 5 as well. Of course, no Breeze coming through in this one. It's just going to be the standard stable 5 maps to come on through. We actually had, you know, a lot of the maps really non-existent coming through in this stint as well. I think we only saw Split once, which was actually the one that we saw yesterday played on through, which was really interesting that it was actually allowed to go through in the Order match as well, because you know how Order is on Split. But when you think about it, 13-10 scoreline put up there, it's making Order kind of look mortal at the moment.
Yeah, I think we were sort of chatting about it, you know, seeing that Order's actually moving away from the split a bit more and trying to sort of get a bit more comfortable on that icebox. So definitely, you know, awesome to be able to see all the 5 maps coming through. It's going to be that full slather and really understand how these teams go head to head. But let's introduce them. Again, we all know them, we all love them, but why don't we have a little bit of an update again? Order, the team on the board, they've been the hard favorites into this competition and around the region for so long, really seeding themselves as number 1. But you guys all know them. Obviously, they have just been a stellar bunch, experience all the way around, you know, back in previous FBS, playing internationally, playing overseas, and obviously the other members stepping up. Signed the recent addition, Coach Dick Stacey, just a fantastic bunch of fellas.
No, absolutely so. Coming on forward, you can look at Sign to be still this newest addition technically to the Order roster, and it's really been good to follow their journey. That whilst they do have, you know, a little bit of the changes in their history coming through in this roster, they're happy enough to change their sort of playstyle internally, change their agent pool, figure out what works for them, and just look like a dominating force. It's really cool to see Texas still, you know, putting up all the frags coming through in this as well, because, you know, predominantly we would come to think of Texter and Tux on those Doors roles, but no, they're stepping back onto these more assistive roles and they're still putting up the performances that we know and love.
Absolutely. A game like Valorant doesn't have to be all about the duelists. You know, you've got those supporting agents as well that can still do the shoot and get the job done. So Wildcard on the other end, your team that did actually see themselves into number 1 in that grand final. Again, another bunch of familiar faces, all with varying experience from different titles, but really putting in the extra work and getting the job done. You know, we heard from Noz yesterday, giving a bit of a breakdown on everything that's been going on with the team. And, you know, obviously, again, sort of seeing Nina put up those big numbers. Swell's been looking great. Just a fantastic team and just super consistent as well.
Yeah, you think about the MVP award coming through in this one so far, and there is a lot of players in this grand final right now that would be running in toward the contention from all of the flashy plays that we've seen, from all of the consistency as well, and maybe some unexpected outcomes that come on through. It's going to make it really interesting to see who not only is going to be claiming the victory here for that money, but also those 100 points toward that final tally, and also just, yeah, getting in that MVP. And I think at its baseline today, Mitch, I just want to see very good fundamental Valorant from these guys.
Absolutely, and these are 2 of those players that are going to be putting that up. It is roughly the Jet matchup. Obviously, they do flex around as they sort of need. You know, we've seen Autumn obviously pulling out sort of more that Phoenix on your maps like Ascent, and even out to sort of, you know, your Havens. But Ninam, he is just one of the flashiest players in the region right now. So entertaining to watch, you know, and it's one of those games where I think on the, you know, Thursday night watching him play on Icebox, he was putting up the numbers. If he died first, the team lost the round. If he managed to stay alive, they were just winning it time and time again. But look, again, fantastic players to watch, very entertaining across the board, but also regularly consistent as well.
Yeah, it was almost me joking with Pilsky yesterday that it's almost like if your team finds the opening frag, you're most likely going to win the round. And it's just, you know, all those things coming on through. And that was, I guess, one of the upsets that we saw a little bit earlier on. The 3 versus 5s that we saw dropped from Mind Freak, for instance, is a little bit shaky that they'll have to fix up coming through a little bit later on. But we parked that one for now. We want to see what maps that we are going to. We're potentially going to all 5, but in what order? So let's bring it on through. Wildcard with the first 2 choices, Bind and Icebox. I'm really happy with that start off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think it's interesting the fact that we're actually going to be seeing Split be taken out as a guarantee, right? So best of 5, it's going to be 3-0 maximum as a victory sort of standpoint. But I don't think we're going to be seeing a 3-0. I definitely think we will be seeing some sort of extension out to at least the 4 or 5. And I think that's fantastic to sort of see. So we're going to get the Icebox nice and early and getting out straight on the bat. Bind. That means Wildcard have obviously gone for that early selection and bringing it out that way. I think that's quite a statement that they're making here.
Yeah, and it makes me a little bit warm inside as well, because the Sky picks are going to be coming on through, of course, from Tux and Swirl, if they are going with the agent pool that we've seen a little bit throughout this tournament as well. You know, we heard it from Swirl in the interview the other day that it was the decision of Noz to kind of change things up in their agent lineups, and it's worked wonders. It's worked a treat. I just kind of do wonder going into Bind, did Wildcard give too much information? Did they play their hand too early yesterday in getting a 13-3 victory on the map?
Wow, so it was actually a 13-3 that came out on Bind. That's crazy stuff. But the coolest thing I think about the Wildcard roster right now is Noz was only meant to be a sub. And clearly it's working for them, right? You know, he's taken the reins. He's managed to really bring it through because it was obviously formerly Wizard. He had some health complications, I think, stepping back from the game. And yeah, you know, the rosters that we have for both of these teams now that have settled that way has been fantastic. But yeah, look, what a statement. So thinking potentially they're just going to be running it out. I know that a lot of teams see a weakness against Order in Bind, so that's an awesome one to be starting it off, I guess. And yeah, Icebox Split Order, I would be surprised if they drop Split here. You know, obviously Wildcard really pushing it, as you mentioned the other day, but I definitely think we'll be sort of ending up duking it out on Haven or Ascent. You know, that's the way this sort of narrative runs, right?
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things for me is I want to see if Order were withholding a lot of their strategies, if they were kind of taking it a little bit lesser on the approach in toward this and keeping everything for the grand final where things are more important to make sure that they're setting themselves in stone for that #1 seed coming into our finals later on in the year to try and get over to that NA area. I was kind of doing the math just a little bit earlier, and the outcomes on this are Order, they will maintain the #1 spot moving out of this stage 2, and then it's going to be on to Wildcard to see if they're going to be you know, fully driven into that #2 slot, or if they're going to be equalizing it with Mind Freak. Of course, we can check those points a little bit later on afterwards, Mitch, but hey, let's get things started. We're on Bind.
I'm ready to rock, my friend. But yeah, look, I suppose, you know, in stage 1, Wildcard, they were so far by the wayside. They had a really early exit of the competition. So now the fact that we're going to be seeing this and to be duked out the way it has and how the storyline has played out, I am so excited. But Dion, regional finals for stage #2, Order Wildcard, straight into Bind, and we are seeing RDW back on that Viper.
Yes, sir, and signed back on toward the breach as well means that they've got the double flash meta to come through from Order on this map and the double duelists. It's always an interesting thing to come on through, you know, tending toward our regions. They really follow in through with the double duelists, where my sort of playstyle that I love to observe in this game is your sort of one duelist and you etch more on the side of your flashing and your maneuverability with those agents and everything. So bringing it forward, we got the pistol round, and this is an early little bit of a lean for Order over to the B side.
Yep, very aggressive. Nice and happy to sort of sit in towards Hookah. Still waiting to see if there will be any sort of aggression thrown out. And I like this approach from Wildcard. You know, they're sort of ready, thinking that Order might throw something at them early, but it's always going to be that sort of challenge to overcome the Hookah positioning, right? You know, having both Disco and Autumn inside that location, it can be so hard to overwhelm. And obviously having a little bit of a weaker run, it does mean that they're going to sort of walk up to see Texter and find if they can spot anything out early.
And of course, we've seen no real budging from Order over on the B side at the moment as RDW puts down the toxic screen. It might bring over a rotation from the likes of Disco if they need to, who currently is poised in towards Hookah. You got Autumn there as well, looking to just be sneaky beaky in the corner. Puck's eventually falling back as Wildcard, starting to slant back over towards this B side.
It's interesting that they are still going towards it. Just happy to sort of leave that one rotator of RDW inside the short position. Disco's going to get the paint shells out early. Might force Nin and back. It's going to be a little awkward. Early engagement. There is the heal, of course, to come across from Swirl if he does choose to throw out that overgrowth. But now Disco, he's going to hop out almost, and I think this is going to be a real tough one. RDW has been spotted. The guiding lights come in, but there we go. Autumn, we know he's good at these frags, but Swirl, he's picked up 2. Disco will get the trade, and it's back to a 3-on-2 here.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah, but that's sharp shots come through from Tux. The trade on out Noz now in the 1 versus 2. The Spike in possession, at least able to get this one down, but he's going to stick it in amongst the fault line, which means he's a little bit disoriented at the moment. No stars to speak of either, Mitch. Does mean that he's going to be all on toward this pistol. He's now been seen in amongst the tube as well. This disconnected duel has to work wonders for Noz. The peek on down from Disco. The jump attempt, 3 HP. Can he get it done? He needs some right clicks, but no. It's going to be Disco to close it and get the defuse.
A little bit unlucky there that he did go for the jump right click, but it didn't pay off for him. In the end, it's going to be Order taking a nice little defusal. But yeah, look, again, it's always that force into hookah, right? Such a challenge facing up against Autumn, and it was only really just off the back of a good couple of shots from Swirl. But very well done, nice and poised from Order. You know, Bind, bit of more of a defending-sided map, but given the control that, you know, we've seen Order throw out even on the attacking side. But still, first round, it's all done. Business as usual. They're going to be just going in with a couple of sheriffs, so they've got enough money to at least afford that. And I'm seeing actually, okay, a Bucky come out from Order.
We saw this yesterday as well a little bit, getting the Bucky coming on through, seeing what damage can be delivered. You just want to see in this circumstance Wildcard not over-purchase. They got the plant, they got 3 kills in the last round. They need to make sure that they've got everything they need coming into the next round. They need to make sure that Noz is getting out all of those 5 stars as well, just to make sure that he's got those refreshes of the smokes of the gravity well as well.
I'm nice and close. Loving this from Autumn. It's going to be tough to overwhelm him. Flashpoint out, does get the info, so at least gathering that one. Throw the Cloudburst out. Try to sort of break some of the distance. Swirl might be on the line. Great flash up as well. Oh, the team use of this breach on the bind. It's so beautiful to see. Texas picked up Ninum in the process. So really it should just be, you know, once again, Wildcard trying to find some extra damage. The Sheriffs haven't been able to be put to good use so far. So once again, just sort of business as usual really in a round like this.
Oh, well, going in with the Bucky a little bit more. Autumn will be able to find 3. Signed gets a headshot with that Marshall onto RDW, and it's always just brilliant to see how Signed has the impact on this roster with these guys as well, you know? You'll never see him kind of just by himself. He's always going to be around about his teammates, ready to set up the utility at the perfect position, and he's just a nuisance when it comes on through. And having Signed on one side of the map and Tux on the other side with 3 flashes both available, it can be that big nuisance that Wildcard are going to have to figure out early how to counteract.
So what do they do in this round now? Playing into that bonus. Autumn's obviously going to have to play it a little bit more aggressive, and it looks like he will, getting into the showers nice and early alongside Signed. Tux with the early guiding light. Should have gathered some information off the back of that one, but it's going to be Artie once again on that lurk. This time joining him will be Swirl and Spike down very early on. So it looks like they aren't going to try and sort of overstep into this bonus. Tux spotted out very early on, and some real good damage to force him back early from long.
The problem that I saw in the beginning of this round as well is that Wildcard did actually overpurchase, like I said a little bit. They've got 2 players down on toward the light shields at the moment, which makes them quite vulnerable to the Spectre, to the Bucky, even to the Sheriff that is still coming on through. It's just the case that they need to be tracking themselves going on forward when they do go into a new pistol round. But that's a good guiding light to come out with some info.
Is going to fall away as well. Good utilization of the Cloudburst once more. Just sort of really repositioning, not trying to sort of force the narrative too hard. Did have a good position, but unfortunately unable to take it. So it does look like now we're going to see Wildcard sort of send their way back. Nothing spotted from the Trailblazer, but they're going to be poised actually to hit towards this B side. And at this point in time, if they can overwhelm Disco, it should be a pretty good run, because that means Tux is now out of birds as well.
Out of birds, out of Hawks, but still has the heals available if required. We can say the same for Swirl, but he's quite low, so he has to be really careful on how he's going to attack from now. The big lean for Order over to the other side of the map, however, makes things more interesting for Wildcard to be able to gain this one a little bit easier.
And it's nice and sort of slow, working it smart. Guiding light into hookah. We'll be able to gather that information. Swirl sort of sitting onto the other side. RDW. RDW! Oh, this is beautiful. Love to see it. Swirl's going to be able to pick up one as well. But again, it's just the bonus. So still some reasonable damage thrown back by Sign, but very clean. I love how smart Wildcard approached that round, because now they need to be fully prepared. They needed to make sure they didn't lose any rifles there, only dropping the one because Order's going to be moving in. And Autumn, he's got the operator in hand.
He's also got the Blaze Storm. You're looking toward the ultimate territory right now, the realm of which Noz and Infrequent, 2 away from their impactful ultimates as well. You come to see Cosmic Divides utilized quite nicely on a map such as Bind. Hunter's Fury as well for post-plant if Infrequent wants to. And then you're kind of looking down a little bit. When is RDW going to be getting out that Viper's Pit as well, just to be a deterrent from Order in a retake scenario? But here we go. The Seekers to Swirl. I wonder, are we going to use them in this round? And the ambition from Autumn, we see this time and time again. It's expected.
He's ready.
He's actually getting decapitated.
That's huge from Ninum this time round. You know, clearly apparent that it was going to be sort of some form of aggressive play early from Autumn, and that's going to be the early punishment that they sort of need. Good damage back from Sign, though, Infrequent. Going to be able to live on for a little while longer, but still an engagement that's not always the wanted position. Looking to head back, picking up that spike now, but with one member already being taken down towards B, it's going to make it a little bit awkward for Order so far.
And usually in a situation like this, you would see some ambition from the team who has a player down as well. You would see them get a little bit more hungry for a trade frag. And you can see that Disco's pushing up through towards short. You can see the Trailblazer being going on down. So the fundamentals for order here in this round already. As Seekers get brought on out, Disco gets caught with Util, and now it should be smooth sailing for Wildcard.
Two of the biggest carries down early on in this round, in the first buy round as well, Dion. So that's just going to be them fanging it straight up in towards this site. But look at the positioning from Texter. He's actually chosen to fall away, which is quite wise. And this could just be an immediate save to come out, Dion. And I don't blame Order one bit.
Yeah, the money situation going in toward the next round as well. They can ask for some drops. They can make sure that they've got what they need into it. Autumn still blades as well, which means that he can kind of pad a little bit of his own economy going on forward. He doesn't need to over-purchase in toward the next round. Disco might look to see a drop come over into him, make sure they get their utility coming on through. But it does mean we're going to be tied up here. And if Wildcard can hold on to this round flawlessly as well, they won't be giving any more ult charges over towards Order.
RDW is looking for the hunt too. May actually be able to find sign here, which would be a little awkward. Has the info, surely he's going to be able to hear the footsteps in just a second. Maybe not. Maybe it's not deep enough. No. So well found from RDW. That's actually going to put a bit of an awkward one, because when you've got 3 rifles to drag on to the next, usually it's a bit easy to drop over 2. But now with just the 2, one player is going to be lacking in some sort of element. Yeah, sure, Autumn does have the blades, but the money's still not fantastic.
And you can see with this as well, 1,300 and about 1,100 for Texter there. There's nothing that can be dropped over towards Signed. He's got to contemplate, go down onto the lighter shields. And then what do you get? A Guardian still got to get those flashes out. And the Aftershock, I believe he still has translating over from the previous round. You know that Autumn's going to be bringing out the blades in this one. So it is that big decision for Order. What do they put for the investment on Signed here? It's actually going to be bringing out the Judge. And I don't blame him. We know how impactful this weapon can be. It's got to be poised in towards the hookah area, which actually can be a big deterrent if Wildcard do sleep that one out.
But look at how passive they're approaching this start. Wildcard sitting all the way back into that spawn area, watching every single location. You know, they've done their research here. They know exactly how a team like Order plays this one. And, you know, obviously picking up those 2 early rounds on the attacking side. And if they get this one, that's an economy break. You know, they can really push it forward, maybe pick up 3, 4, sort of 5 rounds before Order can really sort of pick up the trail. And I love it. Such a nice approach from Wildcard.
And I like this honesty from Wildcard as well. You know, they're not just trying to be the bully in the round over towards Order. They're not just trying to absolutely force them on back into submission. They're still making sure they've got all of their beginning stages of the round exercised quite nicely. The first engagement, it doesn't really find any frags as yet, but there's a little bit of a how do you do.
Yep, bit of a duel. In the end, both players get tickled up a little bit, looking like they are going to start to march their way up towards this short position. Rotate from Autumn slowly but surely. We'll be heading there in just a second. So I guess the more equipped weaponry is going to be heading towards that position. You know how good Autumn can actually be. We'll be looking up towards the top, but Swirl does actually manage to find Disco in the process as well. The dash on the way back as well is going to be able to utilize the overgrowth to get the heal back in. It's going to be Texter, the guy that has to be Mr. Impact in this position, Dion. But with that Viper spin down, it's going to be awkward.
I was a little bit surprised that Order didn't rotate over earlier as well. They sent the Trailblazer down through long from Tux to gather all the information, and then Autumn started to rotate on over. Those Swirl going a bit nuclear in this round, already on for 3, looking to lay down the law. He needs to find, though, his counterpart Sky in Tux, and then where Awesome is as well. Bit of a tag to come out through on that Owl drone, and now he's going to be in for the hunt. Unfortunately, Swirl can't heal himself, but you know that regardless of what HP he's on, he's still going to be sharp for something in the round. Noz finds Autumn, and now it's just on to Tux. Regardless of how this round outcomes, he's going to get those Seekers, and unfortunately, Mitch, it's on the death. No impact from him, really.
What a shutout. That was so clean. You know, Swirl in with the entry. Obviously, they utilize the dash in as well from Ninham, and able to sort of, you know, bring him back in, get the heal off, and that's going to force them into a timeout immediately. But I guess this is a good position to actually have a bit of a conversation, right? You know, they understand how it's going, what's working out for them. But man, like, this is such an explosive start for Wildcard. And if we're going to be seeing this form in the rest of the series, I would be a little bit scared if I was Order.
Yeah, I heard from Noz yesterday in the interview as well that when Wildcard did best them in the BO3, that they were absolutely ecstatic. They were screaming everything every which way. I remember the play that came through on the B site of Ascent where Swirl got dinked through the Hawk, but he still managed to find the kill through the wall over where the switch is on B site. Noz said that at that moment, all of the comms just went haywire and they couldn't figure out exactly what was happening. But Wildcard take that victory here. They've carried over the momentum, it would seem, from yesterday straight in toward this game. And Mitch, a timeout being brought out in the 5th round for Order, that says something of what Wildcard have already thrown at them in this game.
As I said, man, huge statement, right? You know, this could potentially, and I can't sell it fast, right? Order are the kind of team that they've been in this position before. They've been at the disadvantage, but they can still turn it around with some sort of crazy 3-1 position or 3-0 even. You know, we've seen that from them in the past. However, in this grand final, this could potentially be the first time where they actually lose one of these big events, you know, whether it be Nova, whether it be how they've been performing in Rising Heroes, other events of obviously the Valorant Oceanic Tour. Order have just been dominant the second Sonics left this region. And if Wildcard can shut them out, just like they did yesterday, that's going to be such a statement.
And regardless of the outcome of this round for Wildcard as well, they're still going to have their economy. It's starting to hit up toward that 9k cap as well for Order. They just have to take a knee here and make sure they can get their purchase in the next round, because if they don't, that's going to be the economical stress coming forward. Again, we might see a world in which Tux brings out the Seekers in this round if they get a kill or two, steal away a couple of weapons. But again, Wildcard, they're just being very passive.
Slowly creeping in now. Already that control of Hookah, but they don't want to overextend either. Guiding Light out. Don't think it actually gathered any information on the back of it. Maybe onto Autumn, depends. But he's just going to wait patiently. Spike actually heading its way over towards A now, Dion, as well. So once again, you know, it seems like Wildcard, they're not just sort of looking at the back of any information and just diving straight in. They're still seeing how they can approach it slowly, knowing that the experience of Order can overwhelm them potentially.
And immediately Noz is going to be bringing out the Cosmic Divide as well. Ninim starts off with a frag, but it's all a ruse at the moment with that TP. Noz has to get the spike over towards the B site, and you look at the rotation, as you mentioned, in Order, they had 3 players over towards that A site. Technically, it was 4 with that death that came in. Well, no, actually, that was over at the B site, rather. But this, it's a pistol round. Wildcard, they're still catching Order off guard.
This is incredible, man. You know, such confidence in their positional rotates and everything along those lines. Already the way through elbow. Ninim will be able to pick up another here. But it's just really another shutout. Obviously, again, can't really make too much out of this one, given the fact that it is only that eco, but it's completely flawless, minimal damage taken. And Wildcard, you know, basically taking this game out to a bit of a lead at a very early point. Swirl up on top, 9-2, looking clean on that Sky. But it's another buyback in. Autumn is going to be able to pick up the operator once more. Will Ninim be ready for him this time?
Well, the thing is, as well, you look toward Infrequent, one off the Hunter's Fury. You could see an Orb Bully over at the B site potentially, or in the showers if Wildcard want to explore over there. Lots of different avenues. You're looking at Texter and Signed as well, one off the Cosmic Divide. You saw how Noz used that impactfully in the previous round. You could see the same thing for Texter, and then that Rolling Thunder for Signed as well. A massive ultimate to push them off the spike to just gain a little bit of entry stoppage if Wildcard are looking to go with haste. There's lots of these different approaches that both teams can go with in this round. And as I did say it as well, it's going to be that showers exploration for Wildcard. There's the Hunter's Fury.
Look at how ready Ninim is, though. He might actually even find Autumn here. No, not quite. Taps a couple of shots, but look at how much they actually had to use to get Autumn into that position. They had all of the members, Disco sitting up on the boxes and just sort of making sure that even if he got he was able to get straight back out as well. But Autumn looking to reposition again, you know, not a man that shies away from any sort of aggression. Wow. Order walking down mid, and Texter taking matters into his own hands this time around. That's going to be the first time they've actually got an opening pick in the last couple of rounds.
Oh, and a leg onto Swirl as well with that operator. He can't heal himself as well on the back of that. So Order well in the driver's seat in this round, though. A big reveal onto Texter is going to be to his demise. The rotation now from Tux has to come back over towards this B site. Shock darts on through, and all these ultimates coming on out as well. There's the Seekers from Tux. We're looking for a plant here for Wildcard.
All the Seekers destroyed immediately, though, as well. So no information gathered by Tux. Looking to get that spike planted now. Still a 4 versus 4. It's going to be a tough one. They're all rotating in through towards that CP position. Up and close and personal will be Noz. Does have a no more stars actually available either, really utilizing this position. Onto the other side, using the Cloud Burst to get his way out. This is going to be an all-out brawl here, Dion.
Yeah, and the Hunter's Fury, remember, keep your eyes on that if it's going to be brought on through. There it is, as the showstopper comes on out. It's a one-to-one trade. Infrequent finds Disco. That's the rocket down. Tux, meanwhile, looking to get up close and personal in all of these trades. It's just going to be down to Infrequent. There's no shock darts available right now as well. You've got the safeguard in Tux to hold down the fort. 3 on the entries for this retake, and the defuse is here for Order.
That was so clean from Tux there, Dion. I don't know. He was one of the first to sort of get up towards that CT area, but he just waited. He utilized his ultimate and obviously the flashes as well to get his way out, but still waited for the team. Made sure he didn't force the way through, following Autumn with his tailwind, and that was Order getting straight back on the board here, getting that opening pick. And ultimately taking it straight back in. A little bit upsetting, I guess, for Wildcard, given the fact that they got overwhelmed a little bit after that post plant went down. But, man, this is going to be a hot and closely contested game all the way through.
Certainly is, by no stretch of the imagination. Right now, Order looking to tie things up on this defensive side. Usually comes to be the side that you see more of the rounds gathered on through. This is, again, aggression from Autumn. We see it time and time again.
Oh.
We saw him get damaged last time, got down by when he peeked out with the operator. But this time, Mitch, he actually converts it for the opener.
So that's going to be the Rolling Thunder immediately out here as well. Signed is doing so well to keep these members at bay right now. Texter just inside the Nebula. He's actually got the operator on his back as well. He's going to be able to pepper a little bit of damage. Getting back into the showers as well will be Swell and Frequent. Takes a bit of damage. Gathers some further info though. Tagged onto the other side of the showers as well. Swell, his shaky aim. It's so erratic. It looks to make it so much more entertaining. But Autumn, he's going to pick up another one here as well as they swing around the side. Disco, going to be the first man to do it. Obviously connecting as well. RDW though, Frequent from the corner. It's all onto Artie now. He's got some HP behind him.
They're so
He's
low.
got some positioning, and both of these members are low, but exactly, that's going to be the overgrowth to come out as well, Dion, and that actually forces him back. Now it's a little bit awkward. Now they can move the unit, tie up, but it's going to be RDW to keep his composure, lining them up, and that will be 3 for him, 5 for Wildcard.
What was that, a 2 versus or a 3 versus 5 situation favoring Order in that
man.
one? Infrequent lines them all up, gives RDW the chance, posts him up on a pedestal to be able to win out this round, and the heals come out. You see it from Tux there, giving them over, but it just wasn't enough. They line up for RDW in the end to be able to find that no-tied scoreline, at the moment. Wildcard, they are 1 away from at least gathering a tie at this half, and you look at the economical damage again in this round. Order, they have to take a knee.
Oof. This has been such an explosive game already. A 2v5 in that position when Order really sort of, look like they maybe were going to start to take the reins is incredible. But now it's going to be Ninum already up in towards that U-Haul position. Once again, signed with the flashpoint available.
Oh, look
the
at
Judge
this.
as well. It's going to be hard.
Immediate rotations coming through for Order as well. Tux the last soldier. Everybody's here for Order to see what they can do with the lesser weaponry. You want to see these flashpoints. You want to see these guiding lights used quite nicely from both sides right now, rather. There goes one from Swell, but the Ninum Judge is demoralizing. It's already found one. There's those blades as well, looking for more. He gets punished down. Autumn with these blades though, Mitch.
He's always been damaging, always punishing. Has to sort of throw a little bit of utility around though. It's making it very, very awkward. They've had him forced back up against the wall. And now on top, Wildcard, they break the economy. They force Order into some very, very uncomfortable positions. Actually, no, never mind. Not as bad as I was sort of thinking. You're going to be able to pull that one out now. The operator again for Autumn. It hasn't had the impact that we've been expecting just yet, but potentially.
Yeah, you see the lesser weaponry that Order purchased in the previous round as well to set them up for a purchase like this one. The Blade Storm utilized for Autumn in the last round, but you could just see Wildcard pretty much through the kitchen sink straight at him. They had the Gravity Well, they had the Snake Bite as well. He was not getting out of there by any means. 4 alive for Wildcard again, means they don't need to reinvest too much. Autumn, I feel like he might have given his hand over at this position as well. This is like the 3rd or 4th time he's gone for the stretch peek there. This time will be forced back, but RDW, he's just Chad peeked him. Was that like a 2-tap to come through from the Phantom?
Oh, Jesus. It makes me so happy when Artie's playing well, right? He's such an equipped player when he's on. And obviously on this Viper, potential to have so much impact, even without like a whole bunch of frags either. But this game, he's on. He's feeling it right now. And it's going to be Order once again trying to take matters into their own hands, getting all the way in. And while Swell is ready for it, Texter is going to get the advantage here. So they're going to have to pick up the pace over towards this B side right now, Dion. Signed is there waiting, but they got at least plenty of utility to keep him back at elbow for the time being.
Yeah, Signer's going to have to get the call to get his teammates over here to assist as well. You've got that Cosmic Divide available for Noz. I wonder if they want to use that for the post plant or early Seekers. Invested in from Tux right now as RDW pops the poison. He takes out Sign. The player advantage for Wildcard looking to go in toward this post plant right now. They're the Seekers. They get a little bit of the near side action, and Tux actually peeks him through. That's dropping Spike.
Straight into the pit now into a 3-on-3, making a 3-on-2 as Dexter gets one more, but Ninum, he's actually going to be able to find that frag, and now it's a little bit awkward, but RDW, he's on for a 4K here now, Dion, onto the other side. Disco's up close, and now the warning shots are going out for Disco. He's going to be able to equalize here exactly right. 1 versus 1, RDW, but it is going to be an overstep, and Disco, experience above all, as he's going to be able to find it. Order back and hot on the heels of Wildcard, 4-6.
That's actually really good positioning and utility to come through from Order. You could see that the Seekers go on through, get a little bit of information. Tux figures out in the pit where the players are on that reveal. He peeks into Order, and then you've got the combination of Disco getting out that boombot as well, finding a little bit of information where the players are, and then just expecting RDW to go to the back of the site outside of the Viper's pit to go for that peak, and he just gets the finalizing in the round. Order, they gather another round, and it means that they don't have that reset on their economy just yet. They have another purchase round here.
Awkward though if Wildcard pick this one up. You know, they're in such a hot position right now. You know, even if they lose this round, they've still got another buy into the next. They've got a couple of opportunities to win out the half, and a win on the attacking side of Bind is such a big statement, especially when you're facing off against, you know, what could arguably be considered basically from so many different competitions, Order the best team in the region.
Yeah, they are on that pedestal at the moment, looking to be sat on top. But I feel like throughout this tournament right now, just this stage, you know, they were looking immortal previously. Now they've been brought back down to earth, and they are quite vulnerable. We've seen that with them dropping a series. Previously, we've seen them, only maps dropped. We haven't really seen a series lost from them in a BO3 circumstance in a very long time.
All the time. You know, Wildcard made it such a statement to even be able to find that first one, but once again, it's going to be the Cosmic Divide going down. Sign's going to be caught off guard very, very early, but Disco takes matters into his own hands, actually saved up by that Cosmic Divide, but now he's teleported through and nobody's home. Nobody's home right now. He has no idea. Tucks onto the other side, just waiting patiently. Noz, he's actually gone down into Spike as well, Dion. He was, no! So unfortunate now, looking Infrequent, watching, waiting, Ninum just on the other side. They're so split up right now. It's so awkward, Infrequent, trying to fire some things, but they're inside! Ninum, how's he found this one right now, Dion?
He's just gone through the teleporter. Go through the teleporter, updraft, tailwinds, trying to do something sneaky. He gets the frag, but look at the time right now. Tux, he can do everything he needs. Sure, oh my lord! He might have just won the round in and of itself with that one as well. 1 versus 2, he finds the first. He needs the frag. Autumn just has to hide here. 2-1 on the clock. The knife's been brought out as well. Doesn't know. It's been played very well from Order. Oh, but Autumn, it was the jewel in the end.
Jeez, man. These are coming down to the wire every single time.
Actually,
and even look at the money. Look at the money.
Yeah, I was about to say the damage done in that previous round. Yes, Order find it, but they're punished for not, you know, balancing out everything previously.
Oh, this is insane, dude. Honestly, like, this is living up to exactly what I was sort of hoping for. The rounds are so back and forth. They're so competitive each time, you know, going down to the wire. 1v1s, you know, no members living on, whatever it might be. Exactly the pressure on top.
Look at this engagement as well. Autumn, every single different round he's peeking over. He's getting antsy with it. This time he will be punished. RDW finds that. Infrequent, meanwhile, gathers the orb over it. Showers again. Got the Hunter's Fury.
And there's the Blades. Bringing it all the way out. Looking to push forward. Still just sort of pretty apprehensive though right now, despite finding that opening pick. Obviously not wanting to, you know, again, throw their sort of advantage. Pushed all the way up, it's Infrequent, just onto the other side of the showers, and RDW just still holding that position as well, so they will sort of move back in, find their position, and look to reapproach the side accordingly.
I do wonder as well, text up with that Cosmic Divide, you can buy a lot of time and upset the scales in this round. Speaking of which, text up, he's even in hookah with a judge. Hearing the footsteps of Nim, got to be very careful though. Remember those blades were activated and they're still here. So Nim, he might be getting a duel here that he somehow just won onto a texter. That's actually really huge. No stars, no smokes, no Cosmic Divide now. Order, they are hurting in this round.
Tux, if there's ever been a moment to clutch out around, my friend, it is now. There's one, but Ninum straight over the top of that Blade Storm. Going to be able to find it, a couple of warning shots as well. So it's all under this 2 versus 2. Certainly a bunch of equipped players to get the job done right now, but Ninum, that's 3. Disco's going to go down to the hands of Infrequent as well. Wildcard on top for this half, 7-5. Incredible stuff to come through.
Really nice timing on the Hunter's Fury as well from Infrequent. Usually you would see a situation like that where you'd hold it for the post plant, see with the tap, but he's gotten the idea that he can go with it in toward the defender spawn. If anyone wants to peek out from Order, they'd already be taking 80 points of damage, or they just go straight into the crosshairs of Ninum. Works wonders in that situation from Wildcard.
So I suppose it's this just time to sort of sit back, relax, have a bit of a think on how they want to approach this pistol round. Looking to do the usual here. Wildcard going to be trying to get aggressive. Find a little bit of extra control of the shower location, but Order do seem to have their early sights sort of set towards this B-long position. However, it doesn't look like Wildcard actually want to sort of get aggressive. Going to push down towards mid, just being the one member. Ninum gets the info, but he's going to fall off straight away.
And Trailblazers is going to go out from Tux. Want to see how active Order are on this offensive side early. If they can gather that pistol, you know, they get the second one, tie things up as well. And then you're going to look to see what Wildcard can do when they get out the guns. But they've already gathered control here of the showers. Disco is holding back and he gets destroyed.
Oh, Swirl. When he's having a game, you know, one of those guys on the come up. Very clean, very crisp. But straight in. The usual that we see from Autumn, looking to take that U-Haul control. Swirl is onto the other side. Has managed to turn away, but plenty of blinds coming out from both the breach and the sky. But Noz getting his way straight back in. That's going to be Texter going down. Tux good for one, but still alive. We'll be able to get that spike planted down now by Autumn. Tux and Autumn in that position to try and find it. But Swirl brings it all onto just him now. Autumn in a 1 versus 4 and inside the gravity well as well. It's going to be so awkward. Artie!
Oh, no. Yeah, you can't escape from that one, unfortunately. You look at that situation, just in it of the 2 versus 4. The damage that you see done to the boys on Wildcard, yes, it's there. But you look 2 versus 4, right? Tux has no utility at all. No heals that he can give over towards Autumn, who is just kind of stuck in towards the U-Hole. The gravity well puts him in there, and the Frenzy missing as well. Luckily enough, Wildcard, though, they gather that pistol, Mitch, and that actually really sets them up here to be able to find 9, even 10 if they can get that, you know, sort of bonus round under control.
So look it up. Aggressive once more. This time, just Ninum. Going to look to go solo. But he's going to have 5 hungry members of Order. Nice and early on. Trying to go for that early aggression and push. Ninum obviously can utilize the tailwind to get out of there. But it's going to be awkward regardless. Trailblazer in on the way through. It's going to be destroyed. Gravity well to force him back, but he will live on for just a little while. That shock dart though, Dion. That shock dart's got a lot of damage contested into it. There we go. RDW with the first and Frequent with the second, and now onto the other side of the toxic screen. Do they even force through this one? How do they approach the rest of the round? But again,
well,
just the eco.
And the Poison Cloud. Sharp shot from Ninum. They're a brick wall at the moment over at the B site. The TP's been heard from Texter, and Noz is just already ready for this. It's good to see that Texter's farmed both of these ultimate orbs, though. He'll get 4, you know, charges on it when he loses his life here. So I guess in the grand scheme of things for Order, they don't really get any damage, but they still do get a little bit of charging up on their ultimates.
Just the main thing, right? Every single member alive in the bonus. They're going to be able to pull through everything possible. RDW is still holding onto the Frenzy. It will appear, could potentially upgrade. Yes, he will. Going to be able to pick up the Judge here. But it's still enough to sort of get the job done. Science had to drop down a little bit just to the light shield, but Order obviously in a solid position to really force it forward.
Well, we've had a pistol per side at the moment. 1 apiece. Now it is going to be on a wild card in this bonus round to see if they can convert it. Great to see the farming up of the orb outside C, or B long rather. Does mean that Ninum will be 1 step closer towards these blades, and he's actually going to look to fall back over toward the A side. And Frequent as well. This is really interesting for this read. I wonder what wildcard have in store.
All that control. Really, really aggressive. But I think Swirl, the second he sort of gathers any of this information, they're going to have to make a hard call to head that way over. It's going to be really, really awkward, especially 3 members heading in. The paint shells are available.
Oh, and
Cruise on in now. Yep, immediately. That's the opener. Sight broken. Out of wildcard approach.
Yeah, it's just going to be a case in point of wildcard. What damage can you do in this round? I would say it's a bonus round. You've got no control on toward the site, no ultimates as well. With the lesser weaponry, it's just going to be a little bit difficult. And Frequent's going to send in the drone to see what he can clear out over at elbow. But you've just got all of these cross angles for Order that you would expect them to be superior in holding.
So really just trying to find some extra damage, right? You know, you've got the next round where you can go in, find the full buy. Plenty of good flashes, though. This breach is just so incredibly powerful on a map like this. Autumn, straight out. Ninum does find it. But it's going to be very, very clean here. RD, how does he approach the rest? Well, he just has the Judge. Yep, now Tuck should be able to find this easily. And he will. Prime Vandal getting the job done. 6-9. The wild card. They have another cheeky little purchase in their back pocket.
4 alive for order there as well on that bonus round does mean a little bit of the padding of the economy. You just need to see one little repurchase come on the through. Might want to see signed upgrade from those light shields as well. Has a little bit of the extra cash to flourish with, but all of the abilities coming through for both of the sides in this round. And Ninim with the Sheriff, with the shields, with one away from the ultimate, you know that he is going to be going and farming up that orb to see if he can get the blades out, because you know how damaging he can be. I'm expecting, though, either a guiding light or a flashpoint over towards long, maybe to just get a little bit of information. The cloud burst is out, though. There's those blades in order. This is looking a little bit of a similar story from the previous round.
I think the only scary thing about playing a team like Order in this position, right, is their ability to ride the momentum wave, right? If they sort of continue to force forward, break the economy of Wildcard a couple of times, they can really force their way forward despite this sort of 3-round disadvantage that they have at the moment. So Wildcard need to play everything to perfection, and they are just going to sort of fall their way back off towards the site together, not looking to overstay their welcome inside the showers, and just leaving RDW inside that elbow position. So they're looking like they're pretty happy to just sort of slot 2 towards B at this point in time.
Got to remember as well that all the toxins here for RDW are at the A site right now. The Toxie screen goes up. He's still got the Poison Cloud as well. Snake Bites available when needed. Swell, though, with the flash comes on through.
Is it enough?
Punished,
No.
though. Texter, he's able to find that one. Tux was able to open up as well. And this round is going absolutely swimmingly for Order. They can invest the Seekers if they want to, but I don't think they need to right now. It's just Infrequent and Ninim to see what they can gather back.
Don't even know if that keen on going for it either, right? This is what we spoke about. Order are just so good at moving in as a unit, confident to check each other's angles for them, but Ninim always super dirty on those shots here. Infrequent will be spotted out. We'll be able to get the recon bolt down though. So really, we can just hope that Ninim finds a couple of things, and you don't want to get too much for him. He can always find these frags in this position, and even if he just takes sort of 2 more weapons, even 1 more away from the members, it's going to be good damage to be found. But Texter gets the jumping headshot, and Order bring it down to 2 rounds the difference, and it should be 1 if they're successful here. 8 should be around the corner off the back of Wildcard's bite.
Here.
So now, I guess for Wildcard, really, they lost the bonus. They lost their next rifle round. Going to be taking a little bit of a backhand in this one. Down to these Sheriffs, only the single rifle for Ninim. Of course, making sure that the purchase will be here for Wildcard in the next round. It's going to be Autumn bringing up the blades this time. Infrequent getting out the Hunter's Fury. That's a sharp shot from Disco, but RDW, Mitch, he started off onto Ninim. Onto Autumn, rather. That's those blades gone.
Well, both the Jets down immediately, right? In a position. Ninim obviously did have the Vandal available as well. That was the only purchase that did come out from the side of Wildcard that was anything sort of worth chatting about. Disco's going to be dropped very early by the Bladestorm as well. Sorry, by the Hunter's Fury. Oh, Jesus. Losing my mind a little bit. The shock dart, that's the one, the chocolate dart.
Here we go.
Very. Oh, look at this.
Spike planted.
Right on the line. Swirly, just onto the opposing side of it. Doesn't really manage to collect much, but look at how low Disco. Oh, he's trapped right into the corner. 17 points of HP on the other side of the Toxins.
I wonder.
It's going to be such a hard defense for Order.
Is RDW going to still clear this angle right now? The Toxins have faded on through. There goes the Cloud as well. Wildcard, they're taking a lot of time, but Noz has just reamed Disco from the site itself. Sign is going to be getting out the Aftershock to do something. There's the Hunter's Fury as well. Wildcard, lots of investments here. RDW finds Sign down to the Texter. It's onto Tux as well. Tux is down. Texter looking to showcase here. The defense is coming on through. One through the screen into the Classic, and he's getting some damage, but Swell gets it in the... What was this round, though? This was so confusing.
I lost my words very clearly as well, right? And I'm simply going to blame it on what was actually occurring in that round. You got Swirl basically hugging the line on the side of the Cosmic Divide. Both the Jets down at the very start of the round off the back of some Sheriff shots. And, oh, man, it is insane what we're witnessing
that was
right
an eco.
now. And exactly. Full eco, only what? Just the one Vandal, which did nothing. Except for the hands, when it went into the hands of our RDW later in the round. But, oh, God, it's just super, super clean from Wildcard right now. Order do have another buy behind them, but it's going to be tough.
Just the resilience and fortitude for Wildcard in a round such as that as well. You just know that individually these players are all still extremely capable, regardless of what weapon they have in their possession. And, well, for Ninim right now, he's just going to have to get out of dodge. He's still got this Operator, which I believe is still going to be silent. Hasn't gotten a shot out with it, and we haven't seen him pick it up on this defensive side just yet.
No, not at all. That's a good shot, though, Autumn. Very, very hard to play that offensive-sided operator on a map like Bind, but now Disco should be able to collect one more, but he's going to be traded. RDW, Mr. Consistent in this game right now. I am so glad to see him up on top. He's got a third here as well, Dion. This could be a solo hold from RDW.
There's
Oh,
four.
there's lonesome. He's picked up 4. Go for the ace, my friend. Not quite. It's not going to matter. Signed into 1 versus 3 right now, but he has to rotate straight through those teleporters, and this is going to be a tough retake regardless for Wildcard. He should be able to get that spike plant down.
I wonder, is the operator still in possession here for Ninim as well? No, it's actually switched on over in towards IDW's gun that has found 4 frags in the round. The Rolling Thunder, though, for Signed. I wonder if he's just going to use it to keep them back at the spawn, and if he's going to peek in with it. He's got the aftershock on the fault line, but there we go. That's going to impact both of them, I do believe. Yep, they're just elevated on the back of it. And now, Signed charging on 3 to clear the correct angle. There's the first one. Now it's on towards Ninim. This could be a massive round from RDW, but brought back by Signed. More time being bought just by that aftershock. Eventually, now he can push on through.
Way.
But there's, remember, Mitch, there's no reconnaissance available for the Ninim right now. He's on the jet.
He's got to try and force his way in. The time is ticking now down to that below 10 seconds, almost onto the defuse, looking to get it to half. Is he just going to stick it, though? He's looked off right now, inside the cloudburst, onto the other side. Sign's giving his position away, but will he be able to hold it? Will he be able to hold it? He will, and that is an incredible 1v3 to come out from Sign. You've got to be hurting if you're RDW right now.
Yeah, that's just a really massive round from RDW, but even a bigger one from Signed. It doesn't really matter that he's found lesser kills in that, like RDW found 4. He's just won out the round in a 1 versus 3 on the breach, where he hasn't really had, you know, too many frags be seen in toward this game on that Orders side. Yes, he's gotten those assists. Yes, he's doing everything that he needs to help the team, but you put a round like that on someone's shoulders who is at the bottom of the scoreboard, it just gives them so much more self-confidence, boosts them back in toward this game extremely so, and again, that just kickstarts Order. They've got more weaponry to be able to play with for this round. And Wildcard, they're on the Sheriffs. I still wouldn't count them out, though. We've already seen shenanigans.
The previous rounds. But yeah, no, the pressure is certainly starting to amount to them right now. You know, we spoke about it, how well Order can play from behind, regardless of the pressure. You know, that's what happens when you've got all these worlds of experience under your belt. You know, Signed really deep into that Overwatch scene. Tex the Tux, best in the world. Well, not really, but, you know, I'm going to call them the best in the world because OCE on top from the Counter-Strike days. It's just super good across the board.
He is behind them right now. Might be able to find this little one duel on towards
There's
Autumn,
one.
finding the gun. Now it's just the impact that he can do with this rifle as well. Has the little light shields, but not expecting Signed in the cave through that teleporter. And look at him, he's got the knife out as well. Oh. All right, Signed gets the frag. It's okay. It's okay.
It's still good. It's still good. Pressure now onto the remaining members of Wildcard. But again, look, just in this eco position, happy to sort of take the knee in the round, refocus, recompose. But Order just continuing to stack up that economy. It makes it harder and harder for Wildcard to really claw their way through to these next 3 more rounds is what they need to take it to map number 2, right? With the early advantage, knocking Order into the lower bracket. They need to continue this run of sort of statement making, I guess.
Last player standing.
Well, it's just the executions to come through from Tux right now. 1 away from a 4K in the round with Ninim creeping up in towards Elbow. It's good to see that Order aren't dropping too many players in a round such as this as well. You know, a little bit of an upset in that round previously where it was those Sheriffs to come through from Wildcard, a couple of yeehaws. But right now, it brings it within 1 essentially as Ninim, well, he gets 1 known as Disco fluffs a bunch of shots. Takes it there to clean it up. Within 1, as I do say now, and it's going to be the time for Order to see if they can equalize us.
All right, well needed. I was going to say, this is the time where it needed to come out for Wildcard. Very, very wise. And I guess, Dion, you know, we can use this time to sort of break down what we've actually been seeing, right? You know, it's a game and it's a position. At the very, very start of this map, we saw how really one-sided Bind was. You know, it was super challenging to really sort of find the force, the way up on the attacking side. But as these teams develop, as the metas change, it can be so hard to defend some of these positions. You know, the Astra, the Sky makes it super challenging. And obviously Order with that breach pickup as well. It's just been so good. And oh man, it's been beautiful to witness how well they've actually been able to sort of recover their position, right? Wildcard leading out the half 7-5, yet the fact is Order are not out. Order are in fact behind them, the momentum. They have it right now.
Yeah, Order, they are starting to swim down that channel, but Wildcard, they're looking to put a couple of bumpy rocks along the way. Looking to scrape, looking to crawl at Order and see what's going to happen. I'm really just interested to see the sort of conversion coming into this next round as well, right? Order, they only have the one ultimate in the Cosmic Divide readily available at the moment, and just looking up at the numbers, Tux one away from the Seekers, gathered for some great information, but over on the side of Wildcard, right, their defensive area, if RDW just pops the poison, Toxic Pit rather, Viper's Pit, English is a struggle, that's just a deterrent straight away for Order.
It is all toxic, it's fine. We understand. Immediate Viper's Pit down towards short though. Seeing it utilized at the start of the round is going to force them back, make it really sort of strugglesome, allowing much heavier of a stack to be over towards that B site right now. Spike is dropped outside A, waiting to see if anything will sort of force its way down, but RDW is going to be playing a very passive route to start it off.
The investment that Order will have to give in toward this Viper's Pit as well would actually be quite large. You've already seen that the Trailblazer from Tux was used down through B long, which means they have to go in with, what, guiding lights. They've got no Sova the likes of to be able to chuck a dart or an owl drone in there as well. So if they still maneuver over towards this A site, they're going to have to clear RDW first, or they're going to have to one-dimensionally go through showers, and that's just a gigantic funnel that you would expect Wildcard to sort of capitalize upon. And now that you've got this flank coming through from Ninum, it just makes things a little bit more difficult for Order.
Oh no, that is so uncharacteristic from Ninum. He's managed to take Order down, down very, very low, but man, that's going to be the overgrowth to come out, and that's going to be surely a bit of a change of pace up towards his position. Swirl, he's blinded. The guiding light can come out a couple of times, but now that's going to make it really awkward. The Seekers to go through now as well. Swirl needs to connect the shot. He's going to be able to find the first, make that a second as well. Still the one-man army towards this position, but Infrequent is there as well. And now it's all in a Tux inside a 1 versus 4, and he surely just saves it at this point in time.
Uncharacteristic, as you say, from Ninum losing out those jewels in the very beginning. But it's on the team on Swirl. 2 flashes to go out, 2 kills, and I think that Trailblazer might have just spotted Tux as well. The near site, though, maybe it was just out of reach. Infrequent caught 1 frag in the round, which means for all of the ultimate orbs that he's been charging up, he's now got the Hunter's Fury as well. Not a single ult, rather, used for Wildcard in this round, bar that toxic Viper's Pit, rather. So they've still got the 3 to play with. Order, their investment in that round of the Cosmic Divide, of Tux using those Seekers after he got the frag, or the orb over at Showers, I do believe, rather, means that Wildcard are poised pretty well right now, Mitch, for this 12th round.
An important position. It looks like we are going to see Ninum go for that orb nice and early on. Doesn't look like there's going to be any contest either. Appears that Order, very, very early on, going to be heading over towards this A position. They're going to get aggressive. Off the back of the Trailblazer, is anything going to be able to be spotted? Swirl did so fantastically in the previous round.
Well, look at this, all this prettiness around the side as well. You've got the birds going in, you've got all the smokes that everyone can contain, you've got the Hunter's Fury now coming out from Infrequent with Blades of Ninum as well, a scary prospect. Look at the charge ult, though, that comes through that. 280 points of damage delivered, no shields for 2 of those players that were hit. The regrowth can come on through just to get a little bit of heals on out. Tux, though, this isn't a flank. He's looking to see what he can get done in toward the showers. How do you do to RDW? Flash on through, a minute still to play with. And Wildcard, they don't really have control of this site.
Sitting back. Despite having this position, they don't want to overstay their welcome. And Nos is going to be shouldered out as well. Perfectly poised by Order in this position. Swirl looking to make his way around, though. Disco just on the opposing side. Swirl needs to make sure he checks this line if he's going to make his way out, but I don't think he will. He actually does in the end. Quick on the reactions from Swirl. He's going to be able to drop 1, and that makes it a 4-on-40 on.
Could see the Seekers be invested here as well to find all the information, as the other blades are going to be popped out here by Autumn this time. Do you see Ninum look to clear out the U-hole? There goes in the dart, there goes in the Seekers. He can get some right clicks out here as well with that near side on towards Texas. There's the click. 6 points of HP still to play with. The right click actually misses from Autumn. He gets held W by Infrequent. More trades to see in the round. RDW gets tucked through the boxes and is able to find sign. RDW is having a game, I've got to say, and Wildcard as a team, as a unit, they find 12.
This is insane, man. Honestly, look at RDW and look at everyone, really. You know,
Three of them on 20.
Absolutely doing their part. Infrequent 14 assists. And look, Noel's sure he's having a quiet one, but it's the Astra, right? The Astra's just all that matters is about the utility. Trying to establish those opening picks, obviously creating the space. And man, Wildcard playing this to absolute perfection, looking to take it to 13 now. That will be obviously the victory coming through for them in map number 1, but order not done just yet. It's not the best buy. It's a little bit scroungy. They've had to sort of dig deep to actually get all the weapons in, but now Ninim's playing that counter flash, and he's actually going to be able to find the first. What an opening here on the signs.
Very smart as well, playing counter flash as soon as that comes on through. The tendencies of orders showing. He's able to find the open, and now it's on to infrequent with this line. It already damage is delivered. There's the first one. Swirl as well finds Autumn as he tailwinds in toward the site. We are looking at map point. A beautiful flash to come on through. A missed shot from Ninim. Another flash, however, a little bit preemptive. Swirl steals it for the final. That's flawless to close this.
That was insane, man. The amount of utility usage, and you could just see it from Wildcard, right? They were so comfortable in each other, holding those positions. Infrequent to be able to sit on the front of the site to watch towards Hookah means he's so totally comfortable with Swirl and Ninim holding towards that long area. And, oh, man, honestly, it was just beautiful to witness from Wildcard. They did everything right. Order was certainly valiant to make their way back, to get 9 rounds after being down, on that 5-7 half. It was well played from Order in the end. But Wildcard, their bind right now is just, looking like to be some of the best in the region.
Yeah, they're bringing over what they saw yesterday. It was 13-3, but better for Order in this time as well. Bringing everything that they need to for a grand final such as this one. But map number 1 in the best of 5, Mitch, not just a best of 3, the best of 5 grand final right now does go over towards Wildcard, which means, mate, on the horizon is Icebox.
We got Icebox just around the corner. 1-0 right now to Wildcard, guys. Thank you all for watching so much. Big shouts to LG, big shouts to Vodafone, big shouts to LPL. We'll be back very, very soon. Peace.
I just time traveled. Today's a big day for Parsney. He just got the latest Vodafone broadband with super Wi-Fi. Which finally means Wi-Fi in all 4 corners of the house. What? Even there? I've got Wi-Fi in the garage. Yeah, we do. See ya.
Oh, it's still in the garage.
Yeah. Super Wi-Fi. Wall-to-wall Wi-Fi guaranteed.
and gentlemen, we are back. Konkmoto on your screen once more, and we have just witnessed Wildcard taking out map number 1, 13-9 against Order on Bind, and that was a dominant display of an opening map here, Dion, for a grand final. What do you think, mate?
No, certainly so. We saw Wildcard, be able to get a good victory over Order yesterday in Bind, especially, it was 13-3. So we saw more resilience come through for Order in this one. But still, more often than not in that matchup, it was Wildcard in the driver's seat. Even in a couple of those rounds where they were on the lesser weapons, Wildcard still came on through. Their fundamentals flawless. Their plays very flashy, very concise, and very clean as well. I just mentioned, in that game as well, specifically, the amount of rounds that B orb was farmed from either Ninim and Infrequent as well. They were just rinsing and repeating those ultimates.
Yeah, so happy to take the control time and time again. And I think it's something we can touch on, right? A little while ago, Wildcard looked a little bit shaken. They're a team with 5 individual, super dominant players, right? And they constantly came up to these big tournaments and, maybe had a really good showing, but then they've sort of fall by the wayside. So, now they're really sort of starting to come into their own. They're showing us they can be a contender for the best team in the region. And this is their time to make that statement. Now, we move into map number 2, Dion. It's Icebox. We hated it at the start, but now we absolutely adore it. Let's roll into this.
Absolutely love getting Icebox in toward the piece. I remember, Mitch, our little show match that we had time ago, where it was 5 jets, 5, all the marshals and everything. Yep. It was funny. It was fun. But of course, we've seen the flashy plays. Talk about those marshals. Ninim, already in this event so far, he's had the Blade Storm Ace. He's had the 4K marshal headshots, following it up with the classic. This map right now should be heated. I'm expecting this ice to melt.
Absolutely. It is one of those maps now that really gives the exciting times for those individual plays to come out, the individual prowess to be shown. And man, oh man, I cannot wait to see what these two teams are going to be bringing to us. We're seeing a little bit of a different composition now. Obviously, Disco, moving away from the Rays, now starting to pick up the Killjoy. It's been dominant so far, but obviously Wildcard swell back on the Reyna, looking confident. This team, both of them have got a statement to make right now, and it is the time to do it.
Lots of ambition as well from Autumn here, picking up a sheriff in the pistol round with no abilities, no anything on the back of it. I mean, yeah, essentially 2 shots to the point blank or whatever. But look at this already, immediately. Wildcard, 4 players around the site. Same likewise with the sheriff, starts things off.
They've both got the Jet Sheriffs as well at the exact same time, but it's going to be RDW over up the top. We'll be able to spot out some early information. Signed, looking to swing his ray around. They still haven't really been able to collect a whole lot here. The barrier wall down from the Sage, but it's actually going to be just getting the orb and running the hell straight out of there. But will they reaggress? Will they reapproach? They've sent the rotate back onto Autumn, and also it looks like Tux is going to be leaving as well.
Well, the longer they wait, it does mean that both sides are going to be able to get that recon bolt as well, and they're going to be able to shoot that in for a little bit of information. I do wonder, though, Signed with his position, he's kind of unexpected at the current time. Where we look towards Wildcard, you know where they're going to be at this current state if they go in for a dart. And if they get the reveal out now on towards Signed, he's going to be vulnerable. And look at that. They even ping him out. They're going to be so narrow focused onto him right now if they wanted. But good time being bought by the little toxins coming down from both sides at the moment. It actually causes Wildcard to think differently in this round.
Pilsky mentioned it. Not really sure if the wall onto the other side is the play. It does make it a little awkward if you're not in the right position, but when Ninim's hitting shots like that, it absolutely doesn't matter. Dashing over towards the top, Tux is going to be able to find a dink, but not quite the frag. Onto the other side as well, and Noz going to drop him. It's all on Autumn inside this 1 versus 4, and there's really not a whole lot he can do here. This is about to achieve the impossible. If he does hit the opening shot, he will be able to do so. That's a great bolt as well, underneath the heaven line. Cruising onto the other side now. Is he going to be able to find anything in the... Nope, Noz is going to take him. Pretty clean round from Wildcard, I say.
Infrequent in that round, the amount of assists that come off just in that one there, it only shows, 0 on the feed. But you look at this. 3 recon darts and the owl drone, every single one of them that he shot got reveals and got pings. That is what you want from a Sova. That is absolutely absurd.
And the craziest thing is, right, we think about how Infrequent's actually been the guy that was on the Jet for a little while, right? Now he's on to basically the Perma Sova, and it's, one of those agents that's still almost an 100% pick in most of the maps that we still see. So it's awesome to see that obviously he can take his experience and his ability over to a very impactful and important role. It's going to be these guys, a Wildcard playing up very, very close. Autumn with the shorty, which we don't see come out a whole lot these days. Will Noz clear the line? He's looking to do it, and he plays the distance, but he's actually going to be found. Luckily, though, Ninim can find the trade.
Yeah, the trade is going to be found. They're looking for the plant, of course, in this round order. I want to see what damage that they're going to be able to throw out. Currently, Tux hasn't actually been seen in this location.
Yeah,
He's just navigating around yellow quite well. Swirl, though, has managed to get in toward the deep lanes of the site, and he hasn't edged on the trigger just yet. There we go. Finds first for Tux.
There
he
he
takes
is.
his head out, and he finds one.
Should be 3 for Swirl here as well. Tapping away. Kind of happy with it, but it's back to a 2-on-2. Not going to be revealed by that recon bolt, but it's still, you know, they've made it hard for themselves here, Wildcard.
There.
Certainly have. Lots of damage to be seen from Order. And you can just see the Scientist still being sneaky beaky on the side itself. I wonder, is Swirl going to pre-fire this one? He's got the 6th sense. He absolutely knows it. He's even on for the 4K in a round such as this. But it's okay.
You're joking.
Just with the Sheriff to peek on through, that is a brilliant
Style
round
points.
from Swirl.
When he's good, right? You know, high sense player, super young. Been putting in the hours too, right? You know, putting in a lot of hard work to try and make his way towards the top, and he's been a very, very impressive player to watch. I think with some time and some, you know, patience, he is going to be one of our best. It's been a pleasure to witness on the way, and now they're just going to go for the Sheriffs, him and Ninum. The full buy to come in, and obviously it's actually going to be infrequent to try and pick up this Vandal as well, so it might be some swapping around of the weaponry, but Ninum on the Blades. This is a round where they do sort of heavy pinch their way towards A early on.
Yeah, I really want to see what damage can be delivered from Wildcard into this little bonus round. The damage that was seen in the previous one from Order, though, echoing through in the purchase that Wildcard are able to showcase to us in this round. Really just relying on Ninum to see what he can start off on through. The Leer eventually fades, but Ninum gets shut down. Swirl, though, able to find something, and infrequent, it gets brought back as instantly as it is shut down.
Swirl can pick up a weapon too, but doesn't look like he's actually been able to afford that one right now. The rotate is coming in from Autumn, but it's still that 3 versus 3. They are making their way around. Infrequent's not going to be ready for the swing though, and now they turn around. It's actually going to be the Empress popped as well for Swirl. Looking to sort of reposition. It's going to be an awkward one though. Wildcard still certainly in a position to win this one, but it looks like Order have certainly put the brakes on.
Yeah, a little bit of silence to be echoing on through. Swirl, though, as mentioned, Empress popped. Very interesting decision right now. We'll need to find a kill relatively soon to refresh that one. And also going to see the vulnerability for Wildcard when they go for this plant. RDW lurking in, clearing the corners, making sure 50 points on the ticker for this screen. The turret to be destroyed. They have to get this plant happening soon.
Absolutely. There is a Phantom in front of him as well, Swirl, but looks like he's just going to be going for the spike plant. Nice and early, surely. RDW just underneath Heaven. Might be able to find some sort of information there, but Swirly's taken low, but he will find a shot. He will be able to dismiss. That's huge to come out from Swirl right now. Looking to reposition around to this other side on the front of the site, but will it be RDW to find Nisco? It absolutely will. Now Tux in a 1 versus 1. It's going to be RDW to lock it down. That is so clean from Wildcard in the end. They fight from behind and somehow pull it on top.
2 versus 3 in that scenario as well, with the lesser weaponry on the bonus round, albeit the damage to be seen on through. You saw Wildcard open up with the first 2, right? You saw nothing come through from the Blades. That was where my eyes were looking over towards for Ninum to go above and beyond. But again, it's Swirl just backing it on through. Very smart decision making from Wildcard in that round. Their hearts had to have been beating and skipping in that one, but they just slow it down. They just simmer on the fact they let Order second guess themselves. And then when push comes to shove, when the spike goes down, brilliance comes through from Swirl, and RDW cleans up the final frags.
Look at Autumn though, in it, nice and aggressive. He will be spotted out by the recon bolt, utilizes the tailwind to get out. But an opening pick on an Ninum, very important in a round like this. And he's going to be sort of tapping around for a little while as well. Not looking to overstay his welcome.
Yeah, well, these Blades, they can be certainly damaging. You've got that Resurrection available on the side of Order as well if they require. You can't say the same for Wildcard at the moment. Noz 1 away, a frag. The ulti orb will be able to find that one.
Now they rotate over towards A. That will pull the information quickly from Order. They didn't want to sort of leave up any free real estate for too long. But Swirl, up onto the pipes. Gonna see if he can find anything early. Recon bolt destroyed. That should give the information that they are up nice and close. But it's gonna have to be Swirl here again in this position to try and find the entry, to try and find the break. Disco's gonna walk up in just a second, but that spike is gonna go down for Wildcard.
And it's planted as well, where you can spam it down from the belt position. This little vertical wall to come through. It gives a little bit of an avenue that can be sneaky beaky behind it. Tux, though, finding Noz makes things all the more difficult for Wildcard. 2 versus 4 situation. Remember, this is the lesser weaponry for Order in this round. The Blades there and the defuse coming on through as well. The time's ticking away. Texas just sticking it right now. Have to go out. Have to go out.
Oh my God, Swirl!
He's down through. He's dismissed away. He does get punished in the end. And it's all down to Infrequent, the 1-on-1 trade. as Signed will put a closer to it. Order will get on the board, but man, Swirl, so flashy again.
Swirl's gonna give me a heart attack just from playing. I'm too old for this crap, man. It's insane. Playing so erratic and shaky. 9 and 2, straight on top. Very Tens-esque, I would say. But yeah, man, he's just been putting in those hours. And ultimately, it is going to be a great clawback from Order. Super impressive to see that they were able to sort of get those shots. It was obviously the lesser equipped purchase round as well. So Wildcard has sort of, you know, let that one slip between the cracks a little bit, but still pretty crazy to see the result that we're seeing on the start so far. You know, Wildcard got another bite, but the key factor, Autumn, has got the operator.
Yeah, he's going to be posted up at the moment all the way in through mid right now, pushing through the tube as well. RDW is going to be the gatekeeper of that. He has to be extremely careful. You just look at this rotation to come through from Order, though. Over towards the site. There's the peeking out. There's the opener for Autumn. Absolutely, as you love it. The resurrection you'd like to see come through, but it would be at the cost of, you know, the barrier wall as well, or a smoke if they want to try and get that. So with the proceedings in towards this site for Wildcard, this util coming on down, it's going to be a little bit difficult from here.
Clear up. Tux has to sort of fall away. Alarm bot will be spotted. Bit of plenty of information gathered onto him right now. Swirl will be able to get that one, but he actually goes for the dismiss instead. And he's fallen to his death. That's a little bit awkward. Could have potentially utilized the Devour there, Dion, in that position to live on for a little while longer. But onto the other side, Order. Man advantage now, as it does look like Wildcard's going to try and collect their way over towards B. They've got a res, though,
yeah,
and that's going to be onto RDW, so now it's an even playing field once more.
The guess in that scenario is Autumn still looking to lock down over the resurrection, and now it's just clean up crew on the mid area from Order. The shot through the smoke, the second one as well, backing it on up. Ninim will be able to at least gather a tray, but now look how far split they all are. Disco just wins the duel with the lesser HP, and now it's all going to be onto Infrequent into the holes. He's seen as well, which means the jig is up, and then it's finished.
That was a peek in mid, a peek over from mid, again, a little bit further back this time, and then around from Snowman. Like, just the way that Autumn positions himself to find, Autumn positions himself to find those frags time and time again is just so impressive, you know? All again, the experience that's come in from him, the years and years of gamer prowess inside of him. But Wildcard sort of starting to let this one slip out of their grasps a little bit. Should be looking for just the economic round, potentially. Yes, it will be. RD, Swirl, they can pick up the rifles. The others will be able to go for the Sheriff and the Light Shield. But again, it's Order now, stacking up their economy. Most members above that 2K point, Dion. This is where they can really start to snowball once more.
I like that one. Snowball, Icebox, keeping in the cold references. Absolutely love little meta game to come on through. Lots of ultimates to be able to play with in this round is actually kind of scary. You already see that the Viper's Pit is popped over at this A site for Tux, which does put a little bit of a stopper and a stamp on towards what Wildcard can throw up. But Swirl has snuck his way into the kitchens. Once upon a time, you see the wall go up in the tube time and time again, but text up, doesn't put it up, and actually is going to cost him his life here.
Autumn, caught out by the Owl Drone, will be able to dash away though, putting himself into the position on the other side of yellow. That's going to be a great swing onto Swirl here, and now utilizing the Cloudburst as well to get his way back in towards that side. But the scary thing is, Dion, Ninim, he's here, he's close, and he's actually going to be able to connect the shot as well onto the head of Autumn. This is where it starts to get scary right now. Now, Disco looking to get his way in towards mid. Ninim is ready for it, though. Who pushes? Who's the first one to make the statement? Because look at RDW's location. Exactly. They're so split. They're so far apart. And Tux needs to be the person to try and break the mold. Signs all the way to the other side. And I think somehow Wildcard have actually brought this round on top.
Man,
Tux does manage to find one, but it's still so hard.
It's so wild and wicked in this round right now. All of the duels that are just in uncharacteristic angles, unexpected angles, and now you put a sense of normalcy in toward the round. I guess when the plant looks to go down at the A site, you're going to see a forward momentum push in toward the retake. Hunter's Fury doesn't really do too much for Order's sake. And remember, the Viper's Pit that was utilized from Tux earlier on is down. This is RDW's one this time. Infrequent's been known though, and Tux is able to be sneaky beaky in amongst this angle, pushing on through the gun barrel, the gun model. It actually obscures the vision onto Noz, and now RDW finds Signed. The occurrences in this round though, Mitch, that was just very strange, but it works for Wildcard.
Oh man, clean, getting the job done. Still able to sort of work from behind so well, right? You know, despite even in these moments that Order are getting the opening pick or two, Wildcard can very much break it up, but just the fact is, Wildcard that round was so split everywhere across the map, yet still somehow sort of managed to lull Order into a false sense of security and find the picks.
Well, speaking about split, we go into that next guaranteed, which is going to be really exciting as well. So far, not a single round has been really just slow, I guess you would say, in the electricity. Even ones such as this in the very beginning, you've got shots, you've got info gathering, you've got drone, you've got the fallbacks, and you really just have to rely on Order. Defensive side here, lockdown available, but that's just being kept at bay by Infrequent on the Hunter's Fury at the moment. I'm very interested to see which way the first duel's going to go here.
Still a stalemate. It's 30 seconds down now. Spike, though, still looking like it's going to creep its way over towards this B position. Tuck's playing a very, very passive route towards Snowman. Ninham will get spotted out by Sign. No real damage expended to start us off, though. And it's actually, oh, okay, Tuck's with the Marshall. Did play the Jet in the early days of the Order roster before swapping that one over to Autumn.
Got to remember
Looks
as well
like they
that
are going to pick up the pace.
got his toxic screen available right now, Mitch. He could pop that one up as soon as he gets any inkling that there's something here. There's the first shot. He's not going to be able to escape, unfortunately. If he put up the wall a little bit earlier, he might have been able to do something, but there's the wall. A little bit of a sneaky boost up as well. I absolutely love this. Just methodically in their approach. Wildcard pushing Swell up in toward the holes here with the free plant. They've still got a lot of this utility that they can echo on through. They haven't really used anything in this round. And now Swell, he's caught them off. He's taken off the head of the Hydra.
He's keen too. This is Swell's playground right now. Going to be dropping out of the kitchen. Disco looking to move on in though. Actually, we'll be able to find that frag. Still a winnable round here for Order right now, but onto the other side. Ninham's going to go up nice and high and also remaining dry. Texter looking to toy with that res, but does he actually want to go for this one right now? That's going to be into information, but there we go. Texter sending that one in right now. Tux is going to be back into the server right now. Onto the top of the wall, though. Ninham will be able to take him down. Onto the other side. Ninham, that's going to be another one. And onto the top. He actually flies high, but he will be taken down. Sign with a good trade, but you're exactly right, Dion. There is no time. And that's another one that's going to go the way of Wildcard. Texter, the only man left in the server. Wildcard, infrequent, does go down. But the main factor is here now, that is going to be the res coming onto the side of Wildcard 2. The Blades, the Empress, it's all there. And let's check the money of Order. Is it there? It's not.
You could see in that round as well with the heads coming off of Order, they could get the attempts to get them regrown with that resurrection coming on through, but it really didn't funnel any impact in toward the round. The time that was bought just from Ninham as well, and from all of the screens going down in that util, just the kerfuffle in the moment with Swirl pushing up as well, catching them off guard. Wildcard, they are being an absolute menace in the server right now, and it really just gives good fashion for them to be able to continue this, to be able to get the 6th round on the board, granted by the fact that there isn't really a purchase to be seen here for Order.
Straight through mid as well. Look at the pace on them right now. They're looking to overwhelm these pistols, and I absolutely don't blame them right now. It's going to be a reverse plan on towards the site, by the way. This wall's going down as well. Or maybe not. Just going to drop them up in towards this heaven position. It's actually a high plan in towards heaven.
Planted.
It looks like Tux might be able to find him. No, Noz falls off the other side.
I don't think they've seen him. They haven't seen him right now. IDW is going to get down the smoke right now and put the toxins in it as well, which means nobody's going to be able to get through that. The decay and the ticker on the damage is just too impactful there. Ninham, though, lurking. He's actually revealed by the turret right now, which gives a little bit of information to Order. That cloud burst, now they know exactly who is in that location. A little bit of damage to be echoed through on towards the blades that Autumn has brought out as well right now, Mitch.
Absolutely. He's been taken a little bit low, and Ninham a little bit healthier on towards the other side, and that is going to be them falling off immediately. They don't want to go for this. They want to just find a couple of exits. Tuck spotted as well. Has to get the Poison Cloud down, but Autumn onto the other side. The right click will miss. Now Ninham up on the top. He's actually going to be dropped by Disco. Texter finds one as well. And it's actually only going to be the Sages living on, very ironically, in this round.
What does Texter
And
have?
Wildcard takes 6.
Okay, he had some shields and a Vandal. He's decided that he doesn't want to fall to the spike to be able to carry those on over, and I guess rightly so. Only pick up the utility that was used in that round. Repurchase that one. You've got the Operator coming in for Autumn right now, Mitch. Glass Cannon styles as well, with no blades to be the assister. Oh, they're looking a bit vulnerable right now, Order.
They definitely are. Previous map did really get close in that half, 7-5. But with Order on the defending side of Icebox, I mean, they are extremely good on their offense, but it certainly does start to sort of put us into a bit of an awkward situation, but we know how good Autumn is. Holding those versatile lines, but that is going to be the res. How does he look to find this second one? Nice little shot on an Ninham as well. These are the rounds that is basically Autumn's bread and butter right now. He's been allowed free reign of this A site, but Infrequent is going to pick up the pace down towards B, dropping down Tux.
Equalization 4-4. No one really too far-fetched on the side of Wildcard, except if you look at RDW, he's at least got some control in the tube. They might have had the idea as well. Order, they haven't really got any positionings over here. They need to be clearing out anything. It's going to be a matter of timing, though, and Dicto might have found the right timing. But no, actually, RDW somehow finds that. Does he get the next one as well? A pre-fire onto Texter. How has this happened right now? RDW, impressive as ever. We saw the damage come through over on Bind. It's carried over onto this one, and I think this might just even be a safer order.
Sounds like he was drinking a cup of Order's tears for breakfast. Apparently, this man looking so sharp right now. Everything is hitting for RDW, and he has just been so consistent on this Viper. 2 maps now. Hello, Autumn. Goodbye, Autumn. All left on to just sign into 1 versus 4. Wildcard have won out the half here, Dion, again, and they've got more rounds in the back pocket as well to make things work even further, even deeper into this attacking side.
This is just monstrous to come through from Wildcard right now, and they're even going to look to try and find Sign. They know exactly where he is in the spawn. A beautiful flick from RDW in the end of 4K. I want to see that one again a little bit later on the socials, good sir. Wildcard, as you say, Mitch. Let's just break down that round in and of itself, right? Only RDW's perspective. He pushes himself into all the tube. He manages to find a kill, a flick onto the first one. The second pre-fire onto Texter. He finds Autumn, gets him in the back of the head, and then finishes it with a flick like that. That is chef's kiss.
Exactly. Just picking up the operator out of the cold dead hands of Autumn, and to be able to hit a shot like that so deep into spawn. But yeah, whatever is going on in Camp Wildcard right now, they've got to be hyped. They've got to be energetic. And that's why we feel the need to put the voices up to that level right now. It's a grand final, guys. This is 2 of the best teams in the region. Order undefeated. They don't lose, but apparently Wildcard have found the method to the madness to take them down.
They are their kryptonite right now, and there's no red sun to be seen to get Order back in toward this round 5. The difference, Order, they have been put to rest at the moment. The lead will be destroyed in through mid. No pushes up over at the A site at the moment. You can see that they're contemplating it. Autumn's going to be sent in first, and I guess you would see a lot of pressure on toward Tux right now with the soldier being on B by himself.
He's had a few moments of brilliance so far, Tex. But he just needs to do a little more, only with the Sheriff in this round. He's been such an impactful player and part of this roster. We hear from him time and time again. A well-spoken man, face of the region. But as they cruise on in now, RDW again in that position into the tube. There is a turret there waiting. But they've actually got to sort of get a bit moving here, Dion. 30 seconds.
30 seconds left.
And that is going to be a very big bit of control looking to be picked up here by Signed. He's in such a pivotal position right now, but he's only got a classic.
And RDW in his tube, it's his hunting ground at the moment. An extra shot to come on through right now as Sign does get taken on down. There's no way that the spike can be, well, not going down for Wildcard in this scenario. It's just going to be what damage Order can come out with. And I don't even know if they're going to be able to get anything. But as I say that, Cast goes on through. Tux and Order, the blades are pulled out. Okay.
We see this. Seen it before. Ninum did it the only other night. Pop the blades. Able to find plenty. Has to clear this man below him, though. Has they been the warning shots fired? Tux will be able to clear it. Warning shot to come out from Ninum. Now they can get aggressive. This is where we need one to be on the defusal. No, he's missed the shots, though, and Ninum has somehow managed to find it. Now the Hunter's Fury to come out. Tux needs to be patient, but he also has to pick up. He has to get onto that defuse right now, and now the information. Will he be able to hold long enough? Will he be able to get off of it? He will pull off, but does he have the time?
Nah,
I don't think he does.
Oh, 0.14. A valiant effort from Order in that round to try and get that one. You see, it was what, the 5 versus 3. Then you see Tux and Autumn gather a frag. Blades pop, shots to come out. It's very unfortunate that those blades did miss from Autumn up onto the belt player. But then Tux, he's able to try and get into Order, finds the frags, and just unfortunately, he didn't get it. I wonder, if he stuck the defuse, would have Infrequent been able to deny it? Because he didn't have the gun out.
Let's fly.
No, potentially it would have been tight regardless, but if there's a way to summarize that game, or this game right now, 0.14 seconds on a defuse is enough.
Well, it just reminds me of,
close.
It reminds me of yesterday, 0.01 on Bind, a defuse that nearly came on through in a 1 versus 3. It was ridiculous, and if memory serves me right, I think that was actually Order as well.
Classic. Sounds about right.
Oh, it was Wonsky, actually.
Order. Oh, okay, yep. That would make sense. Still crazy to see, though, that, you know, Bliss and Mindfreak going out. Cool to see on the other side that Nebula being able to pick up some really great wins like that. Same with Big BTS, showing some potential good signs for the future. Definitely a team that once they get Andy back in, but Maple, man, Maple, what some performances we saw out of him.
Alrighty. Opening pick, the way of order. No resurrection at the moment for Noz either to bring Swell back to the land of living. You've got the Viper's pit being popped on up by Tux over at the A site, and Autumn has found his second frag
Round
in
two.
the round. Plant is down. This is a 5 versus 3 better favorable scenario for Autumn now.
And Sign getting those tags up nice and early, but inside the Viper's pit once more. It's going to be RDW. Again, he's been so colossal in this map. I wouldn't expect this round to be any different right now. If he stays alive inside that smoke integrity, it's going to make it so challenging, but infrequent. He goes down onto the other side. Now Texter firing a couple of warning shots.
Wow.
It's actually going to be Noz to go and out onto the other side. But now RDW's been spotted. Oh, that was much cleaner from Order. They're going to be able to take the round, and they are not done just yet, Theon.
We move into the last round of the half, and at least Order are going to be able to carry everything they need into it as well, because you looked at their economy that they were down in this, so they would have gotten big loss bonus coming on through, but winning that round, getting another one on the board, it doesn't hurt them too far, and actually just looking at the money there on the win, it would have been about the same, so they would have been able to purchase anyways if they did lose it. Operator still for Autumn being the opener for Order. You mentioned it earlier as well, right? You know, an opening pick converted into the round. Every time Autumn gets a pick, Order are at least rolling in toward the round and looking for something in the round. But again, 8-4 at best for this half, Mitch. Wildcard, they are firmly in the lead here.
Yep, it's going to take a lot of pushing and pulling from Order to manage to bring it back into the next half, even if they are successful in this one. But I will never, ever count Order out. Not even if they lose this map will I continue to count them out. Been in positions before where they've had to look for some form of reverse sweep, but it's just so nice to see that Wildcard are able to take them to this test, are able to put them to this task right now. Autumn holding that line. He's been so impactful again with this operator, but it just feels like it can't quite pay off for him. You know, even when he finds these openers, all of a sudden it does appear that Wildcard does have an answer for it, and there's one of them, right? Swell will get the resurrection, and they're going to be marching straight back away from this B-long position, but RDW in the tube
He's here again. Is he going to find the frag? Of course he is. There's the conversion, the resurrection as well for Wildcard brings them back, and Frequent has managed to sit Autumn down. The leaves have fallen in this round, and they are frozen. RDW, though, is hot and heavy under this pressure. 5 versus 2. Lockdown available still here for Tux, or Disco rather, who is the last soldier. In a 1 versus 5, this is very difficult. He's even popped the lockdown, and oh my lord!
Mate, we're going to have to call this waterbox in just a second, because it is RDW who is absolutely on fire right now. This is incredible. How's he only got 12, mate? I feel like we've caught 30 from him.
What have we seen? We've seen the 4K. He just got a 3K. That's already 7.
Yep.
We've seen
Impact.
just a couple of other around the board. Oh my lord, man.
Is he like lagging? Yeah, 30 ping from bloody Melbourne. That's why it looks like it's that busted.
30 ping is lag,
Jesus.
okay. 60 ping
well,
warrior.
Look. Yeah, 30 ping from Melbourne. That's lag, all right? Should
Yeah.
be getting 20. But yeah, look, playing on 70 ping my entire life isn't exactly bougie, but that's okay.
I just always remember Swirls essentially on the server between 8 and 12,
Yeah.
16 ping.
Basically.
All right, let's bring it back. New pistol round to come on through. Did I only see 2 players with light shields as well? I think I might have. Ninim getting out the Sheriff, though, to look to start things off. Quick shots onto the dart. Already seen a little bit of damage onto Autumn. Needs to get out of here, though. And he wants heals. He needs heals.
He needs them immediately, and he will at least be able to get back towards the site, though. Noz is there to support his boy, but it does appear that we are going to see Order to at least continue the pace. Toxic Screen still down. Going to allow them a bit more safe passage towards the site. Great Wall down. But it's still going to be tough. Ninim, he's taking so low even after this heal. But Swell, infrequent, they're on the flank.
Yeah, but look at this gatekeep right now from Order over at this angle. More shots to come on through. They're all really contained over on toward this flank at the moment, and they're winning it down tenfold. Not a single pick to be seen from Wildcard just yet. You've still got Ninim quite low, but they're on the defuse.
No
Can they
way.
even get in front of this wall right now? There's a gap, and they're going to exploit it perfectly. Now infrequent, the last soldier in a 1 versus 5. He is going to have to do absolute oblivion in this round, but it's not going to come into play, of course. There was no time really to get in for 5 frags. Order, they pick up the pistol. It is well required.
What a statement from Order, though, on the pistol round. A flawless to come out. Every single member living on. That's going to give them a good bonus. And, of course, forcing Wildcard back, giving themselves another chance at the round. They play this right, they bring themselves to 5. And if they win the bonus as well, they can really start to string together 6, 7 potentially. But, oh, man, Wildcard still ahead of the curve. It's only going to be Swirl investing. Same with Ninham. Looking to pick up those Sheriffs, try and farm the orbs as best as they can.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Swirl looking to hold a bit of W, looking to get up close and personal. Ninham as well, waiting for the darts to come on through. I like that turret as well, spotting out any information if there is a creep up from Wildcard. Usually you see Tux, you know, bringing out on toward the Killjoy, but the map of Icebox changes it up where he's on Viper. Disco been, I guess, exploring and experimenting with him. New on towards this this KJ. He's doing quite well, gotta say.
Early engagement. Nothing really to speak of, though. So let's use this time, Dion, to work out how Order need to reapproach this, right? Obviously, it's just imperative. They have to get this one, keep 5 alive as best as they can. Not overstep their welcome at all. Proceed in. Maybe see something a little bit quicker, punishing towards that A site. Pick the pace up, you know, use that momentum that they've got behind them off the pistol round to really sort of drag their way back.
Well, any rounds that you give over to Wildcard here gets them one step closer to finding a pretty clean victory. So Order, essentially, they need to be getting this within 9-9. They need to try and equalize it. And a round such as this to make it 9-5 would be well placed. There's 3 for Autumn. Very quick shots to come through with this Marshall. Sign is going to find 1 in the round, and they know where Swirl is on the flank. If you can get 1 or 2 frags here, it would be well worth the time and the investment of the Sheriff, but it's not going to be there. Back-to-back flawlesses for Order is great, but now we go into the bonus round, and if Wildcard do pick this one up, that's double digits. If they shut down the first purchase of Order as well, it's going to get very scary.
Alrighty. Time is now. Order win this round, and all of a sudden, it becomes so much more contestable. 17-10 for Autumn sitting atop the server. He's had so many moments. But still needs to do much, much more. So it's going to be that A hit that we were sort of expecting, but 3 members are here on that site right now, Dion, waiting, poised to defend and deny.
Oh, Wildcard certainly want to make this site their domain right now. They do not want to let Order encroach on this position. Ninham will be getting up on top of the screens as well, which means he can kind of pop his head out on the toxic screen when it does get laid on through. I mean, it's already laid, but it does get popped on out, I guess you would say, on this one. Good reveal on that owl drone, and a very ambitious wall. Texter dead to rights to infrequent for the first casualty, and that's the spike down too.
Ninham. Good re-entry as well. RDW also there. Up on the top. Autumn trying to fire those warning shots with the Marshall. Tux at least good for 1. Gonna make it a little bit more uncomfortable, a little bit more awkward. They can fall away now. Still 55 seconds left on the clock.
I wouldn't even put it past them.
Nah, it's a possibility always, right? Never count these 2 out.
Though it's going to be difficult with a Spectre and a Marshall. They want to find a kill or 2 and upgrade their weaponry as well, in a pretty nice position to find that one. Misses away, and now it's just really clinical for Infrequent to finish that one up. That is exactly how you want your first rifle round to go for Wildcard, but now they're going to be going up against Order, who have rifles to answer in return.
This is where Order need to either make something happen, or they can pretty much kiss this one goodbye, right? An economic break. Not exactly what they want to be dealing with at all. Autumn's still 2 away from the Blades. I mean, it gives them another opportunity into the next, but geez. Wildcard, just with their dominance, just with their form, their consistency, their trust in each other, they have been working hard, and whatever they've been doing, it's been paying off.
Here.
Early stages of this fresh round. A bit of a creep up from Order, likewise from Ninham. And see what I mean about that turret as well. It gets a reveal if anyone's pushing. Disco's going to pop up his head, and he's well rewarded on that patience as well. That's a beautiful turret.
Hardy up close, has more that he has to deal with though. The heal is going to come up, but look how high he is on the other side. Noz is at least going to be able to force them back. The barrier orb, the slow orb rather, but that's going to be Noz swinging it around as well. Look at the team synergy there, Dion. That holding it down.
That is actually really good to come through from Wildcard as well. You know, RDW finds that frag just there. Popsy smoke a little bit later. That the position of the order players on top of the box at the long position as well. The white box is just seen. Noz finds that frag and then he's just bailed out as well. You know, RDW bailed out. Very, very good. But now we move over towards this other side and it's a bit of chaos for Order, Mitch.
Still an opportunity.
Oh, no
Catch
timing.
off Swirl here with a bad bit of timing. That's going to be Disco to find it.
30
Now the
seconds
turret
left.
can go down. The spike will be planted here. Both these members are close up, near on towards the site. RDW with the right bit of timing, he could be able to find sign here. I don't think they're actually going to be ready, but he tucks into the corner just at the appropriate time. Needs to get moving quickly though. There's the spot. There's the information. It's all on a Disco now. Certainly a man that we've seen win these kind of rounds. Formerly on the Rays. Will it come in under the Killjoy? The answer is no. Wildcard on top. They've stacked this deck, Theon. 11 rounds now as Order. Their economy is busted.
Yeah, it's looking like Order are the jokers in that deck right now, losing the bonus round, which you, I guess, would come to expect, but also losing the first rifle round. A big statement to be put up from Wildcard here again, Mitch. 8-4 at the half. Now 11-5. Any sort of slip-ups from Order here would spell disaster, would spell map point for Wildcard, and the investment is going forward for Order here. The full purchase on through, and I can't quite remember. Have we seen a pause for Order in this one? Do you get 1 60-second pause? Is it per map or per side?
I think it's per side with a new update, but
okay.
Let's see. Nothing's happened though this one, right? Or has it? No. It was last map. Last map we had 2.
Yeah.
Don't think we've had one this map yet.
We can wait and see. But 11-5 certainly is that statement being put forward for Wildcard here. You've gotten out for Order in this round with this force up. They've just picked up the orb as well to gather the resurrection, which means they've got the res, the lockdown, and the Hunter's Fury. And it's just been confirmed as well. You get 2 per map.
Beautiful. I think it's good. It's a long pause. Good opportunity to have a bit of a chat. But that's going to be lockdown. Going in from Disco here, it's going to allow safe passage up towards this site, but how does RDW approach it? Does he actually want to try and find something inside the pit? Or is he going to fall away? It's going to be awkward regardless. He's actually going to be the sole detainee in this position. Autumn's going to be able to drop in frequent in the process as well, but they're not keen. They don't want to overextend here yet, Theon. It's going to be Ninum to actually find Disco on the flank. RDW, though, still alive inside this pit somehow, some way.
He really wants HP, but look at this position from Ninum. He's just gatekept the spike. He's gatekept the res, but Disco is brought on back. He's able to get out the gun, though, Mitch, and he might be able to convert this frag as well. He does. It's a 4 versus 2 favorable scenario right now for Order, and they need to be able to find this one as well. Swell, he's looking for something, falls on back. He's still got these Leers and these charges as well to devour or dismiss away. Probably the latter, where we know how Swirl likes to play it. But it's on to him and Noz to bring this one back.
All going to go down. The second this screen fades, there might be an opportunity. There it is. That's going to be the spike drop.
5
Theon.
seconds.
There's no time. There's not anything available, but it's actually going to be Tux to be able to find it. No! Noz couldn't get deep enough. There was a potential world where he dropped that spike, but it is going to be a lucky win, or not even luck, but a well-deserved win, and a needed one for Order. 6 rounds now on the board for them, and they can breathe a little bit easier. The pressure has been taken off slightly, as it is going to be an eco to a degree from Wildcard, just a half buy. But Order, at least they've got something in stock, as well as Autumn has those blades available.
It's always a what if in that scenario as well. If Swirl was able to just hide at the back of Snowman in that little corner, then maybe he's able to peek out at the right time with Noz for a little bit of a double on peak with that screen going on down. They only needed to try and deny the defuse from, or the plant rather. The time would have got it if Noz was able to escape. But as I said, always those what ifs. The money's not really here for Wildcard. The investment is on the blades in this now 5 versus 3. Very early openers for Order. Seeing what damage can come out on through for Wildcard here, but I don't know if we're going to see anything too big in this round from them.
Deploying drone.
Yep, just some info. Spot it. Need him only with the individual blade, and he can't really do anything with it. Might be able to find one. There is a wild Disco on the flank, but he actually is going to be able to take it down. So just the individual member is exactly what Order needed, right? The flawless, nice and clean. Bring it into the next round. And that will be 7 in the back pocket, but Wildcard only needing 2. Unfortunately, Infrequent, he's going to be looking for that one. Maybe. Nah. Leave it there for now. It's fine.
There you go. Just waiting for Autumn to finish off the round with those blades. Alrighty, we're within 4. Couple of rounds for Order. And we're actually going to get a pause to come through from Wildcard, just as we were speaking about it as well. So a minute for them to get their things in order, get their purchase rather to come on through. 3 ults to be able to play with Mitch. This, again, you know, as I mentioned, for Order, they can't still really come up with a slip up because then they have to reinvest their economy. They have to reinvest those credits to repurchase Wildcard. They'll find the 12th. You know, they're going to have money after the fact. It's just a very interesting time right now in this map.
Well, it's just crazy that we're here in this position right now. You know, Wildcard looking down the barrel potentially of a second map victory. Order close, cutting it, you know, clawing it back from that attacking side. Typically a little bit more challenging. I guess you would say that Icebox is quite 50-50 at this point in time, but the narrative that's been built up, this entire competition, Order dominated everyone on their way through to that upper bracket final before Wildcard had something to say about it. It was a reverse sweep, 13-3 on Bind. They managed to bring their way back after losing out on Split, and then to close it in this fashion. Order, they claw back, they drop down BTS, and now to see them coming in here and being at the disadvantage once more, potentially looking to drop that second map, not only for money, but for points, but for clout, but for glory. Everything, this map means so much.
And I think it's also just showing that while Order aren't that unstoppable force anymore as well, they've already dropped a series here. If they do drop a grand final in a 3-0, in fact, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and kind of, you know, just change up things how they're going. For Wildcard, on the flip side, that's them being just set in stone that all of their practice, all of that pressure that was on them for this game is going to be relieved, and that practice is well worth it coming into this one. Like, they get the outcome that they wanted.
Swirl, what have you got? Both the wall sides will be destroyed, and that's the spike as well. And now he's kind of caught in the crossfire a little bit here. Hunter's Fury has actually tagged him up, but Ninum on the top of the boiler will be able to find a second frag back into it now. 3-on-5, Dion. That's completely slowed the pace, and look how far the spike is away from the remaining members of Order.
Always, you know, kind of expect a bit of a change of pace after a pause as well. You know, do you go with haste or do you slow it down? Wildcard, they have gone with a little bit of haste in toward this round. A quick flank to be seen as well from RDW as Order. They finally got the one frag in toward this board. Here's that flank, courtesy of Crash Cam coming on the back of it. Are they going to be expecting this one? The reload, they're kind of locked in. The turret as well. I don't think it's going to be revealing him. No, it is. Now they know the flank's there. The toxins to go on through as well. And the res comes on out. This is everything for Wildcard. Free Fire's bound. They know exactly where Disco is. The resurrection means that all 5 are still alive for Wildcard. After their pause, Conky, oh my lord, they hit round 12. And that is a bad outcome for Order.
That's insane. I wonder what Infrequent and Noz were saying there. Or anyone, really. That's the most exciting thing about this one, right? You know, they're all pretty vocal. Ninum probably a little bit quieter than the rest of them, but,
yeah,
you know, it's just great group of guys, all bringing it together. Different backgrounds across the board. You know, what do we got? A little bit of Overwatch. I guess Swirl technically doesn't even have a background. You know, played CSGO once upon a time.
Yeah, CS.
Infrequent CS. Where did RD and Ninum come from? That's the other real question.
RDW used to play retakes and everything in CS. I know that one.
Yeah, no, I saw him in CS, but it's like, it's just such a good mix. It shows that a game like Valorant has, you know, a home for everyone, really.
Yep. Well, a home for Infrequent right now is in the grave, it would seem, as he's the first casualty in this round. Tux is trying to be the gatekeeper of RDW's shenanigans, as the flank coming on through you absolutely know is going to be happening. We saw it yesterday. It was instrumental to Wildcard's success, and here it is. He's still going for the peak, and he's actually able to find it as well. Now the jig's up. Wildcard, no Order are coming toward this site. A lockdown's invested. And Wildcard, they don't really have a way to destroy it. So they're going to have to take a knee, wait for that one to do the explode, and then they can go in for the potential retake.
Exactly, and that spike will be planted. Very open for everything. All the chaos is about to ensue, Dion. This is the time. This is the opportunity. Sign is waiting for RDW, knowing that that flank is there, but he's gone deep. He's gone around to the other side. Will he actually be ready for it? Will he swing? He gets the info, and RDW continues to be the man in the backpack, into the back pocket. Does to find one more.
There it is.
Well, and that is the round done. RDW, take a bow, my friend, because you have just taken Wildcard to not only map, not only series, but regional stage 2 grand finals. Point, Dion.
Yep, that's exactly it right now. One more map will be the decider. If they are able to find this 3-0, it would be phenomenal. RDW running rampant in that map, and Wildcard as a whole as well, from an 8-4 half to a 13-7 victory in there, or was it 9? I couldn't quite catch that one. I was just lost in the moment of how that one turned out. But Mitch, I gotta say, this is a wild card that are on the best they have ever looked.
Absolutely. It's no longer the Ninham show right now. It is absolutely everyone. Swirl, RDW, and Frequent Noz all joining the party. But guys, are we going to be seeing Wildcard crowned your new champions of the region, or will Order claw it back in the reverse sweep? Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
I just time traveled. Ah, today's a big day for past me. He just got the latest Vodafone broadband with super Wi-Fi. Which finally means Wi-Fi in all 4 corners of the house. What? Even there? I've got Wi-Fi in the garage. Yeah, we do. See ya.
Oh, it's still in the garage.
Yeah. Super Wi-Fi. Wall-to-wall Wi-Fi guaranteed.
have returned again for what could potentially be the final map of the competition so far. This is Konkmoto on your screens right now. Welcome to everyone watching Valorant around the world. This is the Valorant Oceanic Tour, the Regional Stage 2 Grand Finals. And yeah, man, look, we've seen Wildcard take out the first two maps, and now we move on to Split, which should favor Order, but I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, if you think about it in the scheme of things as well, if this was the BO3, you would already see Order losing this one out. We saw that happen yesterday as well in really good fashion. It was a 2-1 though over to Wildcard, if my memory is serving me correctly in that there. But I got to say, man, from a 13-9 to 13-7, it's looking really good for Wildcard. The saving grace for Order, though, is they go on what could be deemed their strongest map as it's ever been.
Absolutely. You know, they have been picking up Icebox a little bit more now, but it's always been that trump card of theirs, Split, right? Not many teams in the region have ever really taken it off from them. We've seen some teams, you know, really get close to the wire kind of thing. You know, obviously, after BTS did manage to take a little bit up to 10 rounds, you know, previously what we saw them play yesterday. But man, look, at the end of the day, this should be Order's map. I would expect them to drag this out to a fourth map and continue to show this region what they've got. And look, I would never even sell out Order for a potential reverse sweep. But given the narrative, given the situation that we've seen right now, if Wildcard can take this, that is such a big statement for the region.
And I'm just looking at the statistics again to refresh my mind from yesterday. The 2-1 that Order did lose out to Wildcard, 13-11 on Haven that Order won. So it was down to the full rounds regulation, and then Ascent to close it out, 13-9 over towards Wildcard. So, you know, two of the maps that we've still got possibly on the horizon coming on through, it already had Bind played out, which went very nicely over to Wildcard here. So yeah, into Split, which was the one map that we haven't seen played yet between these two teams for the longest run. And we've already seen that Order, they were looking strugglesome against McBTS on this map.
Well, that's the best thing, right? You know, about a best of 5 with no map advantage. It means that we actually do get to see all 5 in that current map pool. Obviously, Breeze is just around the corner, but for this arm, this leg of the competition, we're not going to be seeing it just yet. That means we will be moving into Split. Again, guys, let this be known. This could potentially be an upset of the ages Order. Ever since Sonics went over towards North America, where they've been doing handsomely, by the way, we now see Order dominant in this region, and if Wildcard can upset them not once but twice, that will be absolutely colossal. These guys are playing for points to run it in to that NA Last Chance qualifier. 2 Oceanic teams to duke it out over the pond. I cannot wait to see what Split has in store for us right now, Dion.
Certainly so as well. I do wonder if we're going to get a little bit of the League of Legends actions again. We saw it yesterday being brought on through from the man in Crash, and there you do have it as well. Back on toward the screen, bringing on forward with the handsome Killjoy and the pretty Killjoy little pop doll there. But looking to bring it on through with this agent pool as well, because remember, I mentioned it's been a while for Wildcard. We've seen a little bit of the split to come on through. So Swirl going to be on the raise. Everything else, though, I guess you would say is expected for Wildcard.
Picking Heimerdinger, toxic. That's what I think. But straight in, over the top, Disco. Going to be looking for that one. Ninum onto the other side. The turret should gather the early information. Cheeky little Ninum peek, but over to the other side. He will be able to at least force himself away. Still trying to push the narrative a little bit, but it's going to be what they will be falling into the trap of potentially right later. That is RDW. Loves to play his Cypher. And I'm glad that we actually get to see it. You know, I was actually sort of expecting the Viper to come out once more, but, you know, maybe this is changed up a little bit. So we've got basically, oh no, okay. So Order, obviously, Autumn on the Rainer as well. So it's a bit of a versatile matchup for both these teams.
Yep, it certainly is. A minute on the clock as well right now. It's good to see that both teams have that availability of the heals as well on those Sages. Always do like a little bit of the padding on up with that one. Get those tourniquets out and stop the bleeding. But for right now, I mean, it's a little bit of that exploration phase still for Order, starting on the attacker's side to mention as well, because this is technically Order's map pick coming through in this best of 5. It was 2 for Wildcard, 2 for Order. Then you got the remainder. But look at that, man. Off the get-go, the smoke blossoms and infrequent. He blooms.
The paint shells were there to back him up as well in the off chance that he was potentially going in scathed, but now it's going to be that rotate. The site is going to be taken. Order have to fight from behind. Spike will go down on the site. Disco up inside Heaven in a good position to deny. Ninum's going to go running in though, and the B-hops, his best food impression, and Sign trying to walk on in. RDW, patient as ever. And is that a flawless on this map, Dion? You got to be kidding me,
yes,
mate.
Sir. coming straight in toward it. All I see is pain in the eyes of Order right now. 5 alive for Wildcard. And you just see RDW as well. You know he's laughing in those comms as soon as they walk past him in amongst these screens. Gets the final frag as well. That defuse coming through. That is very, very handsome from Infrequent, from RDW. Look at Infrequent as well. 3 off the Resurrection as well. Bring that out early if you need to. Secure your rounds. We could even see a Resurrection in the next round for the bonus for Infrequent if things play out.
Very, very crazy start to this one. Having that early, able to expend it whenever they do so choose. Ninum, it's going to be relaxing. Playing that Judge up nice and close, of course, inside that mid area. If they do try to push into the vents, they might be set with a little bit of a surprise, but it's actually going to be Artie. All on his lonesome. Great farm of the orb early for Texter, but there, no frills here. Dion straight on into this B side.
Uh-oh, RDW is going to have to cop a reload, and he's actually going to cop a bullet straight toward the face. Spike is down. Good adjustment from Swirl as well. Trying to hop potato one out, but Ninim, he's just jumping straight in toward the site, doing his best food impression, and now it's just going to be down to Tux, who is good for one off this classic. In a 1 versus 3, a little bit of damage delivered in this anti-eco round. We know they're going to have guns in the next one. It's just going to come down to what Tux can do.
Just a little bit of extra damage, right? All he can kind of hope for. Surely they're going to be going up the ropes in just a second, and I'm just sort of watching to spot it. Remember seeing a clip of what I think it was Luna diving up these the other day. Straight on in. LFT, by the way. Yep.
Yeah.
Just toying with them at this point. That's where Wildcard are, right? Clearly,
I'm waiting for it.
These guys are having fun right now.
No, that's what you would hope for as well. You would hate to see any of these teams really just feel the pressure and let it get to them, instrumentally so as well. You know, time and time again, the world of experience these teams have, they're not going to be letting it get to them too hard, right? They're going to be playing this round at a time. Look toward the next round as well and what you need to do in this round to safeguard yourself. And speaking about the safeguards, Wildcard, they find the first 2. They're in this bonus. Infrequent one off that res. Order need this one.
It's going to be tough with just the 2 ghosts. They're going to have to make something really solid work. Infrequent, straight down mid. Looking to put that one. Ninim also spotted very early on. But it's just going to be the early engagement, forcing them off up towards the corner. Ninim still very much playing around with that one as well. Happy to do it. But regardless, this, by the way it sort of sits, should be around going the way for Order, but they can really sort of start to stack up a bit of early movement.
Yeah, well, already this engagement from Ninim. He's going to reposition down relatively low. Would be liking a heal to come out from Noz at the moment, but I don't think that's going to be able to come into the play. As the turret is going to be revealing RDW, he gets a little bit of shouldering damage as well. Still, a lot of time to be able to play with on this clock right now for Order. But look at that, the dink out from Ninim. He is going to escape. How low right now is he?
Oh my God.
Imagine if you found it.
But like, imagine that, right? You're playing this game, you're trying to have fun, you're trying to win a map, and you've just got this bloody jet swinging around with a classic right click at you and just dinking you down to 8 HP. Like, just, how do you deal with that?
I don't think you do. But at least Tux is going to be starting things off. Now Ninim's found Disco as well for a trade. A little bit of damage already. If Swirl finds the timing right, he might be able to find something to stop the stampede over at this A site. There goes the satchel as well. Sees Tux, wants to play carefully though, wait for his team to come over, because you've still got 4 players for both sides right now. Order, they have to plant this objective.
They've got to go.
They're getting denied a little bit at the moment. Tux is going to get peppered down.
Oh my, oh, what? 2 HP, Autumn. If he does not play his cards right, we're going to be seeing a full house for Wildcard right now. Pulled into the gravity well as well. Swirl one on the flank, and now it's all on a Texter. How has this happened, Dion? I mean, there's a world where he wins this. There's one, but he's got to find so many more. And how the hell has that round just occurred?
I just got to say as well, apologies, I mentioned Noz on the stage. It got stuck in my mind from last map. It's Infrequent, of course, as I've come to know in this one. But they win the bonus, Mitch. It's 3 on the trot for Wildcard. Nothing to be seen from Order. That was a phenomenal round to come through from Ninim. All of the damage, firstly onto Autumn, causing him to go get the heals from Texter. Then he dispatches of Disco. Then back onto Autumn, taking it to 2 HP. The damage that this guy's just coming out with right now is pretty colossal. He's even got the blaze that he's going to pop in this round.
Just trying to let this settle. Just trying to let this sink in. What is going on right now? Ninim just again in that same position. Man hasn't even needed to upgrade. Autumn has spotted him. He's got the blades now. Happy to pop those ones. Looking to jump onto the other side of the barrier wall that was placed by Infrequent earlier on. Into that position. Now signed in towards mid. Next up, nice and close. Tickles the toes of Ninham. Here's the opportunity. Trying to make it work now. Onto the other side. They do have the heal. But they're actually going to go back up the ropes. Back into those vents. And not try to push the narrative too much further.
The resurrection is here from Infrequent as well, and in a round such as this, you might actually want to try and use it down. I'm going to be interested to see the smoke popped over at Heaven, or is it going to be the gravity well from Noz? The paint shells, though, for the time being, Swirl, contemplating the right time as he's going to jump over RDW's trap wire. RDW down, and now Swirl, there's the first one, the paint shells as well, decently lobbed. Infrequent gets the there's two to come on through. The gravity well in combination is brilliant, and now it's just down to the last soldier in the mailroom and signed. He's set packing through the postal service.
Early delivery in the form of Swirl right now. Call him Australia Post because he is, I was going to say late, but that doesn't actually work, but that's true in narrative. But Jesus, this is insanity from Wildcard right now. They have played everything to perfection, and there has just been nothing that Order have been able to throw. Like, I cannot believe that I'm sitting here feeling like Order don't have a chance. That is just impossible in my mind.
Attacker side, gotta remember this map technically does lean heavily so to the defensive position on this one.
Even after the map changes, you know, still super challenging to find those offense rounds.
They've got 3 ults to be able to utilize in this one though, Conky. The lockdown, the showstopper, the resurrection to bring somebody back as well. But you just got to look at these forward entries. You've got to look at these first engagements. If Wildcard are able to pick them up as well, that'll give a bit of a tell on what Order are looking to do in this round. The stars are going to come on through with all this util. There's a slow orb and the reversal boombot as well to clear out the ropes. And there's Dink already to come out from Infrequent. 10 seconds from the heals. We'll fall back for now.
Swirl in the same spot. This time they're ready for it though. Paint shells to be denied. Ninham gonna be able to stop Tux though. I feel like I haven't been able to actually say Tux's name all game so far.
Yeah.
Disco looking to push on in as well. At least the showstopper's available though.
Yeah, a lot for Infrequent to do right now. He's stuck over at the default box as well, and I think Disco's going to be able to find him. The rocket eventually leaks off, but no, he gets his head taken off. Another one. Nope, it's not going to come into play. Still this player advantage for Wildcard as it's equalized. Noz looking to do something dire right now. 2 versus 2. Enough time to get back down. But look at the flank coming through from RDW. I wonder.
Oh, Jesus. They've got to be, though, right? You know, the amount of times he did it into Icebox on that Viper, and Autumn is absolutely ready for this right now, holding that line. But RDW, are you kidding me, my friend? All on a sign, back of the site, up in towards Heaven. Ninham's going to be able to spot him out. And RDW, again, he's just been so good, so sharp. That Nebula's about to fade, but he's not even going to need it. The tailwind away, but RDW will collect the bag, and that is in the form of a 5th round for Wildcard.
Don't cry over spilt milk right now. Order. They are bleeding tears right now, it would seem. 5-0 for Wildcard, clawing back in that round. You look toward Texter when he found 2, I believe, in that one there when it was all coming down into the entrance of the site.
Right there.
But he just gets immediately brought on back from Wildcard as well. The timing as well from RDW, the quick pick to start that retake off where needed, and then just the punishment through the wall. Paper thin as always in this map, and able to find the round on the end as well. This is going very well for Wildcard. And I just want to stress as well, they are looking for a 3-0 at the moment.
And that's the crazy thing, right? Sure, Order aren't playing 100%, but they're not playing bad, right? This is really, really good Wildcard that we are seeing right now, you know, forcing them off so early on. No A contestation at all. Tuck's just going to continue to hold that line to see if anyone does peek, but 3 members waiting, poised, locking it down, obviously, with the operator as well.
Footsteps heard in the sewers from Swirl, communicating that to his team to skid over towards the B site. It's going to be on him with paint shells to mail as well. Bit of a pre-fire to come out from Texter. You've got the safeguard of Noz currently in Heaven as well. So a little bit of the change up from Wildcard, from Order 2. You got Tux actually meeting up with the team now. He's going to probably be lockdowning over in the garage.
Lots of footsteps now, picking up the pace over towards that B site. Infrequent, watching the line, the gravity well. We'll keep them at bay for a little while longer, but that's going to be the lockdown coming in out of Tux, of course, putting that one down now. They are yet to pick up this pace, though, Dion. They don't want to go in. RDW is actually going to be able to find the opener. The lockdown is not far back enough, and that's going to be Infrequent to find another. They've used absolutely everything, but RDW, he's just a troll with this camera. He's forcing them back. It's making it awkward. Sign has to go for some form of engagement. It doesn't even matter, Dion. The man can just sit there, holding fast, finding not quite the frag, but it's 1 HP, and Sign has to try and make the impossible work. It's never going to happen. Wildcard, they've already done enough to tie up the half. And we've only had 6 rounds.
You think about that one as well as the pause comes out for order here. It would have been flawless for Wildcard. RDW did everything he needed to already, and then taking down Sign to a single point of HP, you could just blow a little bit of air to him, and he would have lost his life in that one. 6-0 is an absolute statement to come through right now. Wildcard are just looking... Well, it's incomprehensible right now. It's just amazing.
Super clean, super composed, and this is like momentous gameplay, right? You know, they've so got the confidence behind them. Everyone's super comfortable. I'm sure they're very hyped, very energetic. That means they've got the, you know, confidence to take those extra jewels, to go for those shots and just really sort of step up to the plate, because I see so many teams, they verse order, cold feet immediately. We see it from, you know, Mindfreak sometimes. Mindfreak have been doing much better, but Bliss the exact same. They just don't have that sort of mental capacity to go, it doesn't matter who our opponents are, you know, it's getting past that mental block. And, you know, Wildcard are doing exactly that right now. They have already set themselves as the best team in this server from map 1.
Yeah, no, essentially so. As I've mentioned previously, for those that might have missed out on the start of this one, map 1, 13-9 over on Bind to Wildcard. Map 2, 13-7 over on Icebox to Wildcard. They are currently leading in split. Order's first map pick, and you know, in history, has been their best map. No one's ever picked split into them, essentially. We saw them drop down 10 rounds yesterday. It was 13-10 to Order against Big BTS, and now 6-0 for a wildcard start. They are absolutely skyrocketing in this one.
How does he win that engagement, though, right? That's a summary of this game right now. Sure, it's just the pistols, but to be able to find that many members sort of marching up towards him, and to be able to get away, utilizing the heal. The res is there for Texter if they do choose to sort of put it through, but why would you? It's only a pistol round. Just the Sheriff slow to sort of force them back, but this time it's actually Infrequent. He's sitting back on the off angle towards the front of the site. Barrier wall is there still. They are going to actually just sort of cross in towards CT at this point.
I think they might want to go for the res as well if you're Order. I mean, you're on the lesser weaponry. You've put that wall up to obscure some vision, to be a little bit unexpected in this. You've got Tux laying in wait outside of the A site. But Wildcards don't really seem phased at the current point in time as well. They know that they're in the driver's seat very comfortably. In fact, they've baited out the res. Texter can't rely upon that for the next couple of rifle rounds as well. Now Ninum, he's going to get the opening engagement and the information that this is, in fact, going over toward this site. Now that the Cosmic Divide comes on down, RDW destroys the Leah, gets good for one. But it's on a swirl now, Mitch.
There's a dink as well to come out from Swirly Boy as he does get the paint shells up in towards Heaven. That's going to make it a little bit awkward. Great use of the satchel to cross across to the other side. And now 18 seconds, Dion. Do they even have this time? Noz has to rotate. He can get moving. He can actually cut this off. If he's able to drop this spike right now, Dion, using the gravity well, it slows them down completely. One, two. Oh my God. Infrequent and Noz pulling everything together. There's going to be barely any time. The spike will be planted, but it's below, and it's Infrequent to leap and bound out of the top of the heavens, and it is raining down fury onto Order once more.
Hellfire to come through from Wildcard in that round. You see the destruction, you see the resurrection come out from Order in a valiant attempt to try to get something back, but then it's just absolute obliteration. RDW good for one, then they line up for Noz over at the heavens. Infrequent steals away with one, closes it out as well. Thought that maybe the Gravity Well would be finding out the full squadron of Order as well, to see no plant to come on out, but again, that's all they got in it, really. A single frag and a plant for Order. Gives them enough to at least get some semblance of a buy in this round. But again, you know, I just want to keep hammering down on the fact that Wildcard, they haven't dropped a single round. They've got 4 ultimates right now. They have got 2 maps on the belt. Oh my Lord, it's so good for them right now, Mitch.
Everything perfect. There's really no answer for that right now. You know, just that rotate, how well Swirl was able to force them away from that A site and just basically instilling fear inside Order, which again is something that I cannot believe that I'm saying right now. If this was to be a 13-0 or even, you know, 13-1, 2, 3, whatever it is, that is just such a ridiculous. I don't even care, dude. It's just, hopefully I jinx it so we get a 4th map, right?
Yeah, look, you're not wrong. We want to see Order be able to bring something back in this, as they are #1 team in the region at the moment. They've gotten the first opening pick in this round as well. RDW to spray through the Nebula as he's able to dispatch a boredom. Look at his camera as well. Any information that he can get pinged off that would have been brilliant, but he's going to get shut down. And now Swirl with a showstopper finds Tux, 3-on-3.
There's one. Disco holding from the heavens, though. He's going to be able to find his 3rd in the round, and this is Disco's time to go big. He already has, but you're exactly right, Dion. Infrequent can go for that one, even if he chooses to just bait it out, but Disco, oh, Disco, go for the ace, my friend. This could be the 6K, but no, it's denied. It's turned on its head, and all of a sudden, the first opportunity, Disco did so much, but it just still wasn't enough. If this was a summary of this position, man. Look at Infrequent. Jesus, he is feeling it.
I don't know what screams are going on in the server for the Wildcard fam at the moment, but if that's not happiness in the little mouse, I don't know what it would be, because he's just gotten out the res. He's done the damage in the round. He's brought it on back. You can see it still going flawless in this round for Wildcard. It's a perfect resurrection, even though you see the frag be lost there from, I believe it was Noz, I think. It doesn't even matter. They still get the round at the end of the day. They put Order in a corner. They're in the naughty corner right now.
Oh, jeez.
And look at the buy that they're coming through. It's not the best either. Yeah, they've got some guns and everything. Signed is down onto a Spectre just to make sure he gets the stars.
But it's just crazy, right? Like, I can't even feel like there's some huge frag disparity or anything like that. It's just been just really clean, you know, even in the events that, well, oh, you're joking me, Ninum. The jump peak, the cross. Disco, can he find the timing? In towards heaven, Noz is there, gravity well. Texter does get the wall up, but he's going for the shoulder. It's actually going to be breaking it slightly as well. RDW has taken that prime and position. He's pushed into B main.
The thing is as well, Mitch, with that wall going down, it didn't really matter at the end of the day because the neural theft comes on through, right? Order, they're trying to gain a little bit of control and be the unknown factor over in the heaven of B, and it doesn't matter just because of that neural theft off the back of that opening pick that Ninum finds. A minute to go, RDW is flanking. This is everything for Wildcard.
Tux might be able to find the timing here. That's a good opportunity. Huge. Maybe we see them come back. Spike in the hands, of course, of Texter. This is the dynamic duo, Dion. Tux, Texter. We saw them play under the banner of the Chiefs for so long in CSGO. Doing worlds of work. They move over to VALORANT. Another opportunity. And their time is now. Can they bring this back? Tux looking to reposition, to try and take some control, but he's going to be denied.
An operator
Texter has to do a what? Operator 1v3.
Yeah, it's not the gun that you want in a situation like this. I was going to say in the 3 versus 2, do you see the Cosmic Divide come on through? You don't. There was a right click from Texter on towards Infrequent, 14 HP, and he's just standard through. He's just stood in that fight and won it again. Wildcard, you talk about split. No, it's defensive sided. It's not this defensive sided, guys. This is Wildcard fighting for these rounds.
Yeah, this is incredible. And it's just every single step of the way, right? You know, they might lose a pick, okay, over towards A. Doesn't matter. We've already rotated in. We've taken control somewhere else on the map. And now in a position where they're 9 rounds down to order even eco here. They're toying with it. They're understanding, what do we even do? Signed 1-9, Autumn 2-10. Like,
they don't.
This is just not scorelines that you'd ever expect. They've not taken
Order don't have a timeout. No, Order don't have one. They've already used it at the, what was it, round 6?
Yes,
I think.
Yes, you're right. Yep, they did. It wasn't wildcards.
Well, there goes the wall for the res for Texter, prioritizing it. Gives a little bit of a tell to Wildcard for the beginning stages, who again are just playing sort of a 2-1-2 scenario, with leaving Noz at the heavens with the gravity well that'll pop out eventually. He's actually going to dissipate it. Oh, there we go.
Going into heaven, giving it another crack, but still waiting, right? They're so apprehensive. RDW's got the camera, he's got the information, and obviously that utility from the Astra as well. Look at Ninum. Nebula's going to be able to go down, but yeah, it's a little awkward. Might have to even go for the Bladestorm in this position here. Dion potentially finding the moment where we might actually see Order get around on the board. But RDW, he's in pole position. 1, 2, the lockdown. Who? What a lockdown. No there anymore. And on to the other side, RDW, he's picked up the operator. Are you kidding me right now? Go for 4, my friend. It's not quite enough, but it's all onto just Swirl. 1 versus 2. But Autumn, see you later, mate. You're going to be going down here. The satchel to send him to the side. He has to go quick. He has to go somewhere far. But how does Swirl approach this? Disco, he does have it. That's the fake drop as well. Swirl into the head of Disco right now. Is he going to be able to find the timing? And do you know what? Wildcard, they're not letting this go. They want to still continue this potential dream of a 13-0 to close the grand final.
That is just individual brilliance to come through from 2 players in the wildcard camp as well. RDW starting that one off after Ninim does get tagged, does get destroyed. RDW found his right timing, hiding in the pit, finds 2 players, denies the spike from being planted, destroys the lockdown, and then RDW comes in. Swirl comes in. That's where we're at right now. It's just all happening for wildcard. I don't even believe it right now, Mitch. How can you believe something like this? If you tell me that we're 10-0 on split in a wildcard Order game, I would have said, oh, Order, right? No,
not today. When RDW's feeling it, and Frequent does get the leg shot off, and Swirl takes him down. Oh, geez. And I think it's like, you can just see the mental of Order right now. I'm not even going to say they've given up. It's just like they must be so quiet and frustrated right now, which it's just not a thing that happens for Order basically ever. And RDW, if he finds this on, he's going to find this on Design in the spawn.
Yeah,
he's not even safe in his own spawn, Dion.
And Infrequent's just found tech, so that means the Resurrection's down if you wanted to go for it. Yeah, you've lost a little bit of control from Order. Now you know where they are exactly with the destruction of that trapwire. Ninim with the op is just going to find the frag. This is the flawless nature. Maybe round. There it is. Well, closes it. I don't know what has happened in Wildcard in the past week, 2 weeks, whenever it was from the open quals, whenever it was from the last closed quals area. This is just something has happened with them that they are just riding the wave. This is the takedown of the Titans right now.
Clearly, they found the method in the cookbook. Most delicious of recipes for success right now, Wildcard. Putting it in all on red, it would seem. Going huge here.
Bit of vulnerable on a Ninim to start things off, looking for the opening pick, and he's even going to find it.
God.
The res can probably come on through, but you've got the Texter player over here. There, you've got an Odin from Infrequent. They get pulled into the gravity well. It's a 1-on-1 trade. Texter needs to be very careful. He gets taken down from the showstopper. This is destruction in the last round of this half, and yeah, the last round in this half, ladies and gentlemen. The neural theft could even come out if RDW can, but he's over at A at the moment where Tux is creeping on through. Ooh. Good patience from Disco, though, to be able to find Swirl, and as Tux falls back...
The spike, though, look where it is.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you even approach this? Ninim holding that line. Does only have... Oh, he's got a couple. 3 blades available. Onto the other side. Just sitting, waiting. Why wouldn't ya at this point? RDW clearing out all of A, gathers the information. Turret's actually not going to be spotting out anyone here. Does go for a little warning shot. Now can gather. And again, Tux, you know, I guess the big play is Disco. He's already got into CT here. Noz still checking, still clearing, making sure that he is aware of the prospect. Look at that. Tux, my friend, do you have it in you in this 1 versus 3?
Well, the peeking on through, he's been tagged, he's been known. There's the first one. You've still got that Neural Theft and Cosmic Divide as well. He's got to get the spike. There's definitely a winning strategy here for him if he can find these disconnected jewels. He's not going to be able to upgrade it. Sorry?
Does Noz have a cam here? I just saw him go in. I think he does.
RDW with the camera.
Oh, no, sorry, I meant RDW, but it doesn't matter.
Tux can win this.
2 bullets. Oh. Is it the dream?
He needs
or
a dink. There it is. No! It's a flawless half, Mitchell. It's 12-0 for Wildcard. They go over to the difficult side on split. They have 12 rounds of cushioning. They have 12 rounds of padding. We are on grand final point right now. You mentioned it at the start of the map that we were on that point. Now we are physically here and virtually, because it's a virtual video game. 12-0. Oh my lord. I don't even know what to say right now.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, right? Like, there was never like a world where Wildcard wasn't winning this, right? That was always a prospect. By yesterday's results, I was thinking 50-50. You know, maybe 55-45, right? Only favoring Order just a little bit because they have resilience. They know how to play from behind. But I was never, ever, ever thinking that we were going to be seeing this. I feel like Wildcard has just counter-stratted or something, or they're just so far into Order's heads right now. It's
Have you
just
ever
insanity.
counter-stratted 3 maps?
Yeah. Jesus, man.
All right, here we go. Order. Can they get the pistol and 12 rounds in a row to echo wildcard and to put us into overtime where they will need to win it one out? Over towards B, we stretch for wildcard. RDW just doing RDW flanking things at the moment as the smoke does fade away. Autumn needs to win this duel. RDW falls back.
This is the thing though, right? They have to win the 13-0 on an attacking-sided pistol round, and Infrequent does get spotted. We'll be able to heal. Looks like they are really ready to sort of explode on towards this B site, and that's the thing, right? The Killjoy utility can be a little bit different to that Cypher, but RDW, Autumn's been ready for it. The lurk, the cheeky boy plays. This time it's punished. And Order, I feel like this is the first time where I've said they're at the advantage this map.
Not gonna lie, I kind of would have liked to see Wildcard just go all towards A and just 5-man rush it, see if you could overwhelm Autumn as well, but then you've got Disco's paint shells that would have been at the ready. Play disadvantage for Wildcard. The wall is starting to crumble. It's going to break, and Disco is going to be on this line. He's got the boom bot, never overlooked him. There's another frag for Order, but straight on through is Ninim. He gets the trade established very rapidly, so he is kind of stuck. He needs this win, and he can't get it there.
Here it is. Maybe the dream's dead, Dion. Maybe this is the time. It's a 2 versus 4. They are going to get the spike planted. It's going to be Infrequent and Noz. 2 very, very equipped members right now. Only with the classic for Infrequent. He's got the barrier wall. Does he choose to expend it? Or when? When is the answer? As they do start to walk on up, Autumn gets the frag now. And maybe it's done. Maybe the dream is dead. Yes, it is.
Yeah, there it is.
It's closed. The door has been shut. But I had a lot of fun on the way.
Yeah, certainly so. The 13-0, whilst it would have been massive, you know it's going to be difficult in a pistol round on the attacker's side as well. For Wildcard, 11 rounds in a row as well, just to make sure, you know, if there is any micro slip up from Order, that is it. So they're going to be getting on the purchase, of course, in this one. Wildcard, they don't need to do anything flashy here, Mitch. They don't need to try and win it here at all. Play it for the bonus, where they know they're going to have the better weaponry.
Yeah, right now it doesn't even matter. Sure, you wanted the 13-0, right? But when you're this far ahead, just play smart. Play the victory. Don't play the ego.
Certainly so. Let's see how quick this round will come to a close with the classics to come through for Wildcard. Autumn with the judge should be able to find RDW. He's just spotted out his head. RDW's got to reposition, get out of camera, falling on back. There's the echo out of the shot. Just a little bit of early information.
What would be like a classic of this game is if they won this round. I mean, it's highly unlikely. But they are going to be rotating back over towards this B position. Swirl's found the entry. He is very, very low, however. Is there a heal? 25 seconds away, so not quite. That's going to be Disco making quick work of him. Second frag in the round. Looking to make it the third. Will it be a fourth? Not quite, but the paint shells over towards that site. It's actually going to keep Ninim at bay. And it's Texter hard on that flank. Ninim has got to safety, but great shot. Super clean. Well done from Order.
Only one player losing their life in Order's camp on that one as well, which means that they should be keeping over all of this weaponry in toward this new round. I just wonder, if you are Tux, what do you ask for in this? Do you get out your rifles? You're going to have to get some sort of upgrade to go toe-to-toe against the big guns on the Wildcard side, and we're seeing Texter drop over the Spectre. So he can get up a Phantom. We're seeing a Judge to come through from Swirl. Is he just going to look to send it with some satchels?
I hope so. That would make it spicy. Why not? Give it a whirl. You're that far ahead. Make it happen. That is going to be great use of the gravity well, though. Going to keep them at bay for a little while longer. Artie, unfortunately, misses his camera. That's okay. Just need to keep composed now, right? Don't let the excitement get to you. Play it smart. Play it wise. Close this one out 3-0.
4 players rotated over here for Order as well, just leaving Tux by his zones himself to play around his own utility around the B site. An avenue for wildcard in towards mid if they could go for the exploration, but with the stars starting to go down onto the A site, 2 smokes or nebulas are popped. The gravity well to the back of the side as well, and there's the sending in from Swirl that I was expecting with the judge. He does find a snap on toward Disco. Now the shot from Sign, he needs more than one. He has his teammate out for the trades. The trades, they need to come through. There's only Tux now available to do something sinister. 1 versus 3, Mitch. Is this it?
Tux, it's all on you, my friend. The pressure is nigh. The camera spotted you. But it will be all eyes on you if you're able to find
one
it.
tap.
But it's not going to happen. That is going to be GG, ladies and gentlemen. Your victors here are Wildcard, 13-2 on Split after seeing, 13-7 and 13-7 on Icebox and Bind. And all I can say is take a bow, my friends. You guys have played some incredible Valorant, and you need to be proud of that victory here today.
13-9, 13-7, 13-2 on the map of Orders that has been predominantly their untouchable ground. They are mortal. They have been dethroned for the time being. They, of course, will try to get their pedestal back. But I got to say, Mitch, Wildcard, they were something new today. They were amazing.
Yeah, basically like a phoenix out of the ashes, right? You know, we look back to the first, regional finals out of stage 1. They were sort of falling a little bit by the wayside. They didn't have really too much in them, but now they've come back absolutely firing. And not only to be able to take down Order in the upper bracket semifinals, or grand finals rather, they then take it through. So in 6 maps, they have won 5 in this series, and Wildcard on top all the way through. That is just a phenomenal result.
Yeah, I've got to give real big congratulations toward them in this one. Like, you can't say nah in that, right? Wildcard, they put up the performance. They've done all of the work that they were required to coming in toward this one. We heard it from Swirl earlier on the week, right? He mentioned that it was Noz's idea to change up the composition for them, and it's just worked a treat for them. Whatever they are doing in all of the practice, in all of their scrims, in all of their theory crafting as well, whether it's Noz just creating it himself, whether he's putting in the hard yakka, figuring out what teams are doing around the world and finding exactly what they need to do in that one. It is absolutely amazing. And I'm so happy, Mitch. Production has just told us we've got an interview ready.
A very handsome
none other
man.
than RDW. Riley, how happy are you guys right now?
Oh, you have no idea, boys. We are happy. I'm not allowed to swear, but I swore. No, we're really happy. We've put in a lot of work, and it's finally paid off. And obviously, Order have been on top for so long. Yeah, we're really happy. There's still work to do, though.
I was gonna say, man, like, I'll go with the easy question at the very start. Like, how are you guys feeling on Split? I never, ever thought I'd be casting a 12-0 half. Sure, it's the defending side, but that's just insane. Like, Order, I don't even think have been tested on Split until now.
I'll be honest. It's the one map we've never cracked.
Jesus,
I don't
there you
know.
go.
I don't know what happened. We just went in with comfort picks, and we just had it. I don't know. We were just playing really well today. We obviously we're obviously all players. We know how to play, but like it's the one map we just played the same as every other map, like default, do whatever. But it just worked out. Like everything worked for us. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, your flanks as well, like carrying through, Riley, on all of those maps were phenomenal. Just, as a unit, as a team, Wildcard, you guys were just looking absolutely untouchable today. And, the 3-0 come on through. We heard from Swirl earlier and Noz, right, that Noz was putting in a lot of the practice, a lot of the information and the strategies to come on through. What was everything like in the 3 maps today? How much sort of, pushing and pulling was Noz doing with the team?
All of it. he's on it. He's on it. Like honestly, I can't say much else. Like he's just amazing to play with. He puts his teammates first, and he always does it. Like no matter what. Like he gives you the freedom. Like if someone's having a pop off, he's just gonna let you go. Like in my case, all the lurks were working, so he just said, "Keep doing it. I'm not stopping you." It's like if Ninim's having one of those games, Ninim goes for it. Noz is really good at knowing when someone else is going to win you the round. He puts you in the right positions to win the round every time. I don't know what it is. Him and our coach have been doing a lot of work together, and it's just paid off really, really well.
Nah, well, it's absolutely clear, my friend. And I was going to say, you know, what's with this victory, right? That brings you up to very, very close contention in the points game. Obviously, you guys had a bit of a slower start in stage 1. There is still stage 3 around the corner. So I guess with that being said, you know, you guys are coming to the end. There is more competitions around the corner. But what's next for Wildcard right now?
Just get better. It's not much else. Just perfect what we're doing. Getting some more set strats and stuff like that, because we haven't had much time. But with Noz, and yeah, I think we just keep going. Just work on whatever we're doing now. Just make it better.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, Riley, it is certainly working. Continue on this trajectory, mate, because it is looking absolutely beautiful for all of you. I don't even really know what to ask you in this sort of state. I'm still gobsmacked by the fact that you guys have just won this 3-0, looking untouchable, man. Like, congratulations, dude. Seriously.
Thank you. It's been a lot of work. Like, I've been with Wildcard for 5 months, maybe even longer, actually. It's been a long time, and obviously we've been upset so many times. It feels really good to finally get to where we should have been from the start. But yeah, we're very proud. We're very happy. We've put the work in. I think we got what we deserved.
Yeah, absolutely, my man. I just want to, you know, say congratulations and obviously all the best. So you guys have heard it from Riley Wilkinson, RDW, the man himself, a very, very softly and humbly spoken man. And I'm so glad that he's had that victory today. You know, I got to see a couple of really quiet games for him over the course of the week. So to be able to step up in, you know, the most important time in that grand final and just put up back-to-back performances on the Viper and the Cypher is incredible. So well done to not only RDW, but all of Wildcard. And a big shout to Noz and also the coach Knox as well, because obviously Knox, right? Is that what I'm thinking correctly? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Wildcard's coach, Wildcard's org. Everyone's done well, and that's what I'm going for right now. But let's check out the points now, Dion, because I think that's important to sort of run through.
Yeah, and of course, RDW, just on that point as well, carrying over what we saw yesterday into today was absolutely beautiful. But here we go. The points, where we are at right now. Order, they won 100 points in the first stage in this one, 85 for getting the second here. And you know how I was trying to do the math a little bit earlier on with Wildcard either kind of becoming in that second slot, or if they would be tied on up, getting the victory here means that they are firmly in the second slot. And as we look towards the third stage right now, it is going to be interesting to see how does sort of points are going to outcome on the back of that and the seeding going into our full final championships here.
Well, love it, right? Because seeing this position here, Order obviously is, you know, pretty much really set to go for this, position right now. But it doesn't mean that they're untouchable, right? If they have a bit of a bad run into the next competition, they don't make the next competition. Like potentially, you know, there's crazier things that could happen. But really, you know, you sort of look towards that top 4. Obviously, your Bliss, your Wildcard, your Mind Freak, your Order, and but yeah, look, I'm just so glad that we didn't see, you know, a classic run of the mill. Obviously, I absolutely adore Order and seeing them win and looking to watch them develop even further, even when the other teams develop behind them. It's just so great to see. And we've just clearly seen a game today where the better team was the one that was the most confident in the server. And, you know, that's a perfection sort of to hear Split not being practiced. That's insane. But Dion, what we did see actually in the other side is we weren't sure if we we're going to have the time to actually review the information. But the MVP, your Vodafone MVP, is not even a player that was in this series, which is actually incredible to think about. It is going to be Maple from McBTS, which I think is a pretty fair shout. You know, I didn't get to personally commentate any of the games, but you and Digital and obviously Pilsky and Temporal, I believe, would have had a really good run of watching how well he played during the course of this tournament.
Yeah, of course, Maple from BTS, the other player in this one, instead of Andy predominantly going on toward that jet role. It was just super consistent, opening up the opportunities for McBTS time and time again. And just every single round essentially had the huge impact coming on through, putting up the statistics, putting up those scores where necessary. And it was just really, really beautiful Valorant to see from him.
Yeah, super confident player, the Perth boy, running it back on that 70 ping, and I hope to see bigger things from him in the future. But guys, look, that's basically all of us from the most of the show. I do want to give a massive shout out to everyone that has been watching. You know, it's so exciting for our region. You know, you and me, Dion, obviously Pilsky as well around the corner, Digital. This isn't our full-time game, right? You know, we jump back into it. We work a long day and then we come home from work and put in the extra 6 or 7 hours every single day because we love this game. A massive shout, obviously, to Riot for allowing LPL to put on this event alongside us, bringing it us onto the Valorant main channel. Obviously, a huge shout to our partners in LG and Vodafone. And again, to you guys, to players, to the teams, the coaches, the organizations, whoever it is, you guys make our jobs worth doing. And I'm so, so glad to be a part of this amazing journey.
Nope, so am I, man. I just want to say, echo everything that you said there. It is absolutely awesome for the journey, for the players, for everybody involved, for us as well as our little casting pair going on through Konkmoto style as well. Make sure if you guys like what you see here as well, follow us as well. Follow the journey for everybody that's involved. You see these players not just playing the game. Some of them get amongst their own streams as well, which is really good to check out there.
Fantastic. Exactly right. We do stream as well, so check out our Twitches, everyone's Twitters. Who cares? Just get around it. Oceanic Valorant is here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. But to everyone at home, thank you all so much for watching. Konkmoto, we'll see you all in stage 3. Peace.